Welcome to Leicester Fan TV. With special thanks to our pals at ADT Taxis, Feed Me, Piglet's Pantry, Tiger.
Good afternoon, welcome to Leicester Fan TV. It's pre-season, it's all going a bit wrong here. Let's have Jack in to get his views. He's live at the Pirelli Stadium. Hi Jack, mate, how are you?
Hello, how are you, Phil? Yeah, good, you?
Well, yeah, good. Apart from in the 3 weeks since we last did a live watch along, I've been pressing all the wrong buttons before we started. How is it over there at the game?
It's very sunny Derbyshire. It's nice. If I flip the camera around, you'll be able to see the Pirelli Stadium in person. So it's quite nice. A nice crisp pitch for a League One team. Shane Lloyd-Dyer's not playing no more here, but you know, we're playing for a trophy, aren't we, Phil, today? So it should be an interesting and very nice hot afternoon watching the boys again.
Yeah, I see that ball was coming at you there, Jack. They're trying to hit you, mate.
I know, I'm a target.
Jack, go on then, show us the Leicester fans. Let's see how many have travelled today. Can you just point the camera around a bit at them?
There's quite a few. And there's like some over in the fourth stand in the seating. There's about 2,000 in the standing area, so it's all good.
And it looks a nice bit of standing behind the goal there, Jack. Nice, open, I'd say old school terrace. It's quite a modern ground, isn't it? So
yes. It's very old school. Yeah,
indeed. There you go. Right, yeah, Jack.
It's a decent ground.
Let's have a quick look. I don't know if you can see the screen, but today's
Jack. You don't really get to visit these grounds every week, do you? Now in the Premier League, it's all these modern grounds like Old Trafford or something like that.
Yeah, a nice looking ground, Jack. Nice modern ground. I think Tom's going to be joining us quite quickly. And the match is obviously live today, free for everybody to watch who's not gone to the game.
Good afternoon,
Leicester Fan. It's on lcfc.com.
Wow, that feels great to say. After 501 days, it's great to welcome you all back into a football stadium again. What we're both going to be an excellent afternoon of football.
Just looking at, or we're just listening, Jack, to the stadium announcer. I don't know, can you still hear me, Jack? Jack seems to have gone there. Let's just get this on screen right behind me there. At the moment, we are looking at, this is the team news. I want your views. I'm going to come across there. I told you, I'm so disorganised for today. I'm sorry. Jakubovic, Ricardo, Fofana, Soyuncu, Bertrand, Chowdhury, Sumeri. First look at him. Gazelle. What's Gazelle doing back in there? Madison. How am I going to say that? Come on. Mashawanzi and Daka. It's the first chance we'll get to see some of these players. We want your views. We want your comments. Get them in as ever. Reese, there is a link. I will share a link in there. Let's just copy the link. If you want to come on and chat to us, click on this link now. Here we go. There's the link. Reedy's joined us from the stadium. Reedy, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Yes, good, Reedy. What's it like to be back at a game then? Are you enjoying it?
Yeah, it was brilliant. Obviously, when we had the final, it was something different like you thought. It just felt like it wasn't real, and today it just feels like it's being unreal again. Because you're not even in the match now. It's a different feeling altogether.
Reedy, I can't hear you through your mic. I don't know if it's your headphones, mate, okay? Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you.
We're struggling to hear you, and I'm going to add Jack in as well, who's at the game. Let's, Jack, Gazelle is in the starting side.
Yes. Interesting move from Brendan Rodgers. Gazelle is being linked here, there and everywhere with Besiktas, Galatasaray, Fenerbahce, you name it. And they use holiday destinations, or an actual transfer news.
Yeah, what do you think he is? Putting him in the shop window there, Jack?
Yeah, like Jason Bourne put it this morning, it could land up like the Harry Maguire saga, where he plays pre-season and then goes off elsewhere at the end of pre-season.
And of course, cheer on.
Yeah, and Jack, Maddison is playing. There's been a lot of speculation about James Maddison. He obviously did no Euro action. I mean, a lot of the key players from the Euros are just not in this side, are they?
No, apparently they're reporting back training next week. Yuri, Dennis Pratt, Castagna, Schmeichel, they'll all be back next week for the Rangers game.
Jack, I'm just going to let you drop out for a second, and I'm going to add in Reese and Jono, okay? Let's add in Jono. And let's add in Reese. It was great to see Jack there, Jono and Reese. Welcome to the 2021-22 season. It all starts today. Let's start with you, Reese, in your retro shirt there. What do you make to that team news then today?
Well, it's pre-season, so you're not expecting too many fireworks. But I mean, I'm happy with the team. I'm surprised to see you keep Fitch in there because I'm not sure whether we retained him or not.
Well, I believe he's a goalkeeper coach there, isn't he?
Oh, is it? I'm not. I know his contract expired, but I don't know. The club haven't announced he's signed a new one or what.
My understanding is, Jono, I don't know if you know, but my understanding is he is coaching there at Leicester now, and obviously with Danny Ward played for Wales and Kasper played for Denmark, and both went a reasonable way into it. I think that's why Jakubovic is in goal today, obviously.
Yeah, Danny Ward went quite far with Wales, and Kasper Schmeichel went really far with Denmark. So yeah, I think they're still on holiday. I think he's just there just to get some experience. But no, I'm happy with the lineup.
Reese, GT Matty says, read his comment. Rogers wants to give Gazelle another chance. Do you think Gazelle is in the shop window, Reese, or do you think, heck, I mean, we saw flashes of him, Reese, and I thought maybe he's okay. He looked like a B grade Morez. Who knows?
Well, I've been having this argument on Twitter all morning about Gazelle, and it divides opinion. I mean, and people are saying he was absolutely awful, but you got to remember he was signed under the club well, and we was all saying the same about Iheanacho. We was all saying the same about plenty of other players who have come and proved me wrong. Especially I wanted all Brighton sold, and he's come and proved me wrong. And Iheanacho's really done really well. So in Gazelle last season, he did do really well in the Turkish league. I know it's a Turkish league, but you've got to perform. You've still got to put in the performances. So I like Gazelle. I'd give him another chance, but I think this is probably shot window.
Possibly shot window. I think I'd give him another chance. I think what did he cost us, Jono? Was it about? I'm trying to think, Gazelle. It was either 8 or.
How much it was worth?
Yeah, but I think he's worth another stab at. But listen, perhaps what we should be all getting excited about, and I think I said this in one of my shows, Jono. I know somebody who knows somebody at the club, and I'm not saying who or what, but they're fairly high up, and they were saying that they are very, very, very excited about Daka. They're saying he looks absolutely sensational. The gist of it was put him in your fantasy dream teams if you're doing one, because he is potentially going to set the Premier League on fire next season. What are you looking forward to? Chris says Daka should get some service with those midfielders behind him. What do you reckon, Jono, to Daka?
Yeah, I think so. Maddison, we've got Maddison who can supply if he stays. Sumer, who's going to be really good. I think we're going to have a force to reckon with. I reckon if Gazelle stays, maybe he gets the right wing, and Harry Barnes gets the left wing, so maybe that's more supply. But no, I think I'm really excited. I hope we don't fall in the trap of overhyping him like Werner and don't do much. But I hope he does take the Premier League by storm.
Lily, I will come on to your comment very, very shortly. I'm going to, Jono and Reese, stick around. Jamie from the Fox's Arms has just joined us, and I know he'll be busy boy pulling pints. So can I just drop you two out and add Jamie in? Is that all right? But do stick around, guys. I want to come back to you. I'm just dropping Reese out. I'm going to add Ross in a minute, but let's get Jamie in. Fox's Arms boy. How are you, Jamie?
How's it going? You all right?
Yeah, good. Nice to see you. Nice to see you in the pub.
All going to be cheered. Come on, Leicester.
Fantastic. That is the Fox's Arms crowd. You got a few foxes in there with you?
Got a few foxes. Here's the first lot. That's Mrs. M, Jason, kids. Don't know the kid's name yet, Phil.
Well, ask him, Jamie.
This is my Norwegian fox, Dad.
Norwegian foxes.
Liverpool fan, unfortunately. Yeah.
Oh, well. They've won the League once in 30 years, haven't they?
And then Tony and Tash from Goscott.
From Goggy? Lovely to see the Goggy lot. I know, I know.
Near you.
I was getting my fish and chips from East Goscott the other night. It was beautiful.
How's it going then?
Jamie.
Good?
Yeah, good. You've got the game on in the bar, obviously, today, which is great. It is live for free on lcfc.com. So there's Sir Jerry.
Big Jerry's talking.
Jamie, what do you want to talk about? Do you want to talk about Daka? Do you want to talk about Maddison in the team? Do you want to talk about Gazelle in the team?
I'm surprised Gazelle's in the team. I never thought I'd see him in a Leicester shirt, either in a friendly or a league game anymore. So I'm very surprised.
I thought we'd sold him, Jamie.
I did. I thought he'd gone. But it's not a bad side, though, is it, really? But don't ask me to pronounce number 17, Phil, because I haven't got a clue.
Well, I've already had a go, Jamie, and I got it wrong. Mazawan, is it? Oh, yeah. No good.
God knows, pal. God knows. But it's all nice to be back, isn't it? Football's back on. The bar's busy. Pre-season, 2 weeks away, and we're back starting proper football, ain't we, Phil? Just what we need.
That's what we need. Jamie, you're live tomorrow morning, 9:30, correct?
9:30, live at 9:30. The summer hours. Just
9:30.
Just before I go, we're going to have one more cheer. Just before I go.
Go on, then.
You ready? All right, then, I've got to go.
See you, Jamie.
Hey, look, the boss is telling me to do some work.
It's going to
Hi,
work.
Karen.
Bye-bye.
Oh, come on, let him play. See you later.
See you later.
Oh, that's good to see Jamie there. I'm going to add in, let's get Ross in, and I will get Reese and Jono back in. Ross, just before I come to you, Ross, a few comments, please. I'm going to get on screen. GT says Rogers apparently wants Maddison to play at the wing and play Kieran at Dewsbury Hall as a cam. What do you reckon to that, Ross?
I think give Dewsbury all the chance in that cam position. You know, then it gives Maddison a run for his money. And you said about Gazelle in the team. I mean, you know, if he goes permanently, at least he's getting some fitness in the squad today. If he does, whether he's a Leicester player for not for long, you know, it's like Nugent. You know, when before he went to Middlesbrough, we gave him some game time. Then he went to Middlesbrough, so it probably be a couple of games and then he goes. Looks a good team. What's that? The long player name? I'll have a go at it since Jamie didn't. Let's have a look.
Come on, let's put it up there. Jamie can't do it. I can't do it.
Let's have a crack at it. Right. So, Massa Wanihisi. I'll just go with that.
We'll take that.
I mean, we've got Dakaman up front. I mean, I'm looking forward to that. But the thing I have with friendlies is that, you know, if we don't win, everyone just jumps on, they're not very good and all that stuff. It's just a friendly. Yeah, don't get me wrong. Obviously, we're going to win, but the year we won't leave, we drew to teams like Lincoln and stuff. So, you know, if we don't win, we don't win. But let's just get out there. It'd be nice to see all fans again. We took quite a bit, haven't we, today, down to Pirelli?
Well, there we are. Jamie's Reed is there, so that is live from the fans' view. That's what we want to see.
Oh, wow.
It's nice to see it down there. Nice bit of standing there, Ross, as well, which is great to see.
It's good. I mean, I always prefer standing at away games. I mean, if you go all the way somewhere just to sit down, you might as well just stay at home. You know, I mean, I get it if, you know, if you're really small or if you're really like a midget or something. I get that. But, you know, it's all about standing up at games, you know, surrounded by the away section and everything. So, yeah, I hope we win today. But, you know, we're going to see the Dakaman up front. It's on Leicester Fan TV. Sorry, it's on Leicester TV. Sorry,
it's on lcfc.com. Is in there. Nigel says, "Can we settle on how we pronounce Sumeri's name? It's Sumere, I think."
Listen, they might have things that we can't pronounce on this show.
It'd just be another one.
Sumer, Ross, I'm going to go with.
Yeah, Daka. We are looking forward to Daka. I've heard he's very, very good. Oh. But the proof is in the pudding, isn't it? It's a step up to obviously be playing in the Premier League, and it'd be interesting to see what he does against Burton today.
Let's hope so. Like I said, people are. I mean, the thing is, whether he scores 3 goals or scores 1 goal, they're going to be saying, "Oh yeah, it's only against Burton." But at the end of the day, it's game time. It's a chance to show the Leicester fans what he's capable of. You can only play what's in front of you. Obviously, we've got Burton, then we've got QPR, Villarreal, and then obviously the big game against Manchester City, which is going to be full capacity, which I can't wait for.
It should be good. Yeah, Reese, obviously Wembley tickets. I'm hearing Wembley tickets are going on sale on Monday. I'm not sure if has that been confirmed by the club? Does anybody know?
No, there's no confirmation or anything. Until on the website it says, again, all this until it's on the website, there's no tickets are not going for sale. I mean, I know there's websites out there that are trying to scam people at 80 quid and stuff. Just wait until it's on Leicester website and then go from then. That game will be the first game in England that's had full capacity stadium since Leicester Aston Villa.
Yeah.
So we like to make a bit of history, don't we? So there we go.
Reese, thanks for joining us back. Daka, excited?
Yes.
Are we getting too excited about him? Or
Maybe, but I think you've got to have that hype. You've got to have some hope. You know, if it's any comfort, he's brilliant on Football Manager. But, I'm looking forward to seeing Daka, especially now Vardy is he 36 now? Vardy.
He's going to be 36 later this year, I believe.
He's 34.
I think Vardy's still got a full season in him, but I think it's really important for Daka as he's a similar player to Vardy and can learn a lot under him. Vardy's experience, and Daka's still a relatively young player. Full season. I think he's 21. Is he 20? 21, 21, 22?
Let's find out. Let's Google it.
I know he's relatively young. So playing and learning under someone like Jamie Vardy, who's been around every stretch of the game, won things as well. I think that's going to be really good for him, and hopefully we'll see a few goals today.
Are we surprised, Ross? Are you surprised we're not seeing Jamie Vardy in that team?
I'm not surprised at the minute. I think he'll probably going to play against QPR. You never know. What subs have we got? Is it like the entire 11?
I'd have to look at the subs. Give us a chance, Ross. Tom will know when he comes on, mate. It's probably everybody, isn't it? It's probably everybody.
The Daka man's been given number 7, partly fit numbers.
I've not seen numbers yet.
Apparently, he's been given numbers. According to Wikipedia.
According to Wikipedia, I've added Jono in. Jono, what do you think about Vardy not starting today? I mean, he's not been in the Euros. You just think we're going to use him gently this season at times?
Yeah, use him gently, ease him in. But I think Brendan might do a whole 11 swap at half time. We don't know. Maybe he'll just go give you 11 a go out, then change tactics, and then the rest of you go on. Maybe that's what he's doing. Maybe he's trying out the Daka solo, then Iheanacho and Vardy combined too. I don't know, but I'm not. Nah, him not starting today. No, not a big deal.
No big deal. I like Ross was saying, Jono. These games don't read too much in them, is it?
No, not at all. We shouldn't read too much into it. I think today is just mainly about fitness. I think Brendan said, go and have fun, get a full 45 minutes in, and just get fit. And then maybe we'll start thinking more about tactics the next 2 or 3 friendlies.
Let's Chris Allen has very kindly given us the subs there. So it's I'll just read through it. It's quite a lot. Iverson, Daly Campbell, Marty, Benkovic back obviously. Thomas, Lisbella, Ndidi, Dewsbury Hall, Sawar, Iheanacho. Not going there.
Hang on, it's not Chitty what I want.
Some Chitty Bang Bang. Yeah, Vardy, 12 subs, but then can't see almost half the second team there. Yeah, I think that's part of it. Lads, I'm just going to let Reese and Ross go, if that's all right.
I'm going to drop out anyway, so
okay.
I'm going back to work. So
all right, you get back to work.
2-0, Daka man with both goals.
Thank you for that, Ross. What are you having for lunch?
I had fish and chips and beans earlier, so I'm going out today. So I'm going to...
Just a light lunch for today then, fish
just
chips,
a wee bit.
mushy peas.
Yeah, I'm going out today. So, tonight. So I'm having
Ross,
8 cans for a go out.
A big question for you being a Sheffield lad. Is it gravy on the chips or is it curry sauce?
Chips, cheese and gravy. If you can have chips, cheese and gravy, that's what it is.
You're from Yorkshire?
Yes.
Yes.
Honestly,
gravy on your chips. Disgusting. Right. See you later, Ross.
See you later.
We'll let him go. I'm going to add Jack in because he's at the game. Is that all right, lads?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Let's get him in there. Jack, can you hear us again, mate?
I can hear you. The atmosphere is back here. I'm good for this football. Right.
Go on then. Show us a bit more of the crowd. Are you having lots of fun there, Jack?
I am, yeah. It's good to be back.
Leicester City!
It's quite good. A good atmosphere here at Burton Albion. I know it's pre-season, but we've been without football for the last year and a half now, so it's great to see the boys again.
Excellent, Jack. It sounds like it's going to be a good one. What's your score prediction, Jack?
I'm going to go 3-0 to Leicester.
3-0 to Leicester. Who's going to score, Jack?
Patson Daka, James Maddison, and Soyuncu from the corner.
I'm just enjoying listening to the crowd, Jack.
I know. It's good to be back, honestly, Phil. You wait till the Villarreal game comes at home in the pre-season game. It'll be electric.
Just a few days before Wembley, obviously.
Yeah.
Good, Jack. Are you going to join us before at half time, Jack?
Yes, I'll join you at half time.
All right, brilliant. Just show us can you show us the pitch one more time before you go?
Yeah.
And the fans. Thanks, Jack.
Cheers, Phil.
Cheers. We'll let Jack go. He's enjoying that race. He's enjoying that.
I mean, that's brilliant to see. That's what it's all about. That's, this whole COVID thing, and you're finally back. I know there's only 3,000 of them, but that's just brilliant to see. Puts a smile on everyone's face.
Indeed. Reese, I'm going to quick score prediction before you go, please.
3-1 Leicester. Patson Daka first goal scorer.
Brilliant. All right. Thanks, Reese. I'm going to let you go. I'm going I'm going to quickly get Jono's thing. Thanks, Reese, mate. See you later. Jono, your score prediction before I let you go.
3-0 to Leicester.
3-0. All right. Thanks, Jono. We'll see you later. Maybe half time, full time. Come back on. Cheers, mate. Thank you. I'm adding Tom in, and I'm adding Tom just before I come to you. I've got to quickly squeeze Sean in because he's back. Sean, waiting patiently. Welcome back to the new season, Tom and Sean. How are you, Sean?
I'm fine, you?
Yeah. Are you excited, Sean, for this season?
Yeah.
Are we going to win the league this season?
Yes. Yeah.
Do you know, Sean, I'm with you. I've got a feeling we might have a go at it. I really do. I'm really excited. Who are you excited to see play today, Sean? Dakar, maybe?
Gooseby Hall.
You're interested to see Dewsbury Hall? That's a good shout. Do you feel he could be a player for us this season then?
Yeah. But he signed this t-shirt.
Sean, is that... yes, did he sign that for you? You saw him in Loughborough, didn't you, the other week?
Yes, did.
I know we shared that photo of you with him. Was it nice to meet him?
Yeah.
And are you now his #1 fan, Sean?
Yeah.
I thought you might be. Brilliant, Sean. Listen, I've got to get Tom on because we're about to... The game is going to kick off very quickly. What do you think... What's the score prediction for today, Sean?
I think Gooseby Hall might score 4 goals.
You're a mega fan now, aren't you, Sean? 4 goals in the first half.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Sean, just before we let you go on then. Do us a big come on, Leicester.
Come on, Leicester.
It may only be a pre-season friendly, but we still need a Sean to give us a come on, Leicester. Thanks, Sean. I'm going to let you go. We'll see you later, mate.
Yeah.
Cheers. Well done, Sean. Tom.
Good afternoon.
Welcome back. Yes, you're very low down there, Tom.
I know,
it's like just pump the chair up. That's it. How are you doing? Are you looking forward to this whole season? I guess now's a great time to just think about where could the season go. I know we're at day 0 today.
Look, another daydreaming season. Can we put it from last year? Winning the FA Cup, another 5th place finish. Look, we go again, and I think Rodgers will make that clear to the boys. You've had 2 really close attempts to get in Champions League. It's time to now, if you really want to do it, show the Premier League and all the teams in there why we're knocking on the door by actually doing it this year. So, there will be pressure on Leicester this year to stay in that top 6 area, especially with teams strengthening around them. If Arsenal had a poor season last year, I can't see them having another poor season. They will be pushing higher up, even if it's 7th or 8th. They will be pushing to be higher in the league. Then you got the likes of Chelsea, and they're one of my little tipples this year, depending if Man City sign Harry Kane. If they sign Harry Kane, then, well, for me, the title's going to Manchester City before we start the season. You know, that kind of quality in there, I can't see anyone stopping them. But for Leicester, again, to make the top four would be a very good season and another good cup run. Let's start off, though, by getting a couple of wins under the belt pre-season. I know it's only pre-season, and really it's about the fitness and the levels for the lads, but if we could get the Community Shield that on the 2 weeks today, that would be a nice little way to start the season and get the confidence going into the Wolves game.
I put on there, and I want to get people's comments. We can talk about this all the way through the first half, whatever. But Sean was just saying there he thinks we could win the league. I was reading something. I think there was somebody in the media was having a big article, and they were saying Leicester City could be not even dark horses, but if we keep Maddison, if we keep everybody, and I still think we need to add one or two players. We certainly do for squad depth, Tom. But I'd like to see some real challenge for that first team spot. We could be in the outside spaces for a top four for a league run. I actually fancy this for something like the League Cup next year, Tom. I feel there could be something where we cruise in and pick up another trophy. I'd love the Europa. We've obviously done the FA Cup. That I wouldn't say no to 2 on the trot. But League Cup, I just wonder if we've always had good affinity with that, and maybe we're aiming higher. But
I look at this year. I think now the FA Cup is in the bag, and we've done it finally in the 5th attempt. And we were there. It was an amazing day to be at Wembley, and it
was special, yeah.
To reap the rewards, and now we're playing the Community Shield. But I've just got this feeling that Brendan Rodgers will go for the Europa League this year. He will give it more of a go than he did last year, because I think he felt. And look, we have got to take it in, though. Last season was crammed together, and I think it took its toll on the lads towards the end. I really do think towards the back end of the season, the matches being played one after another, we were just dead on our feet going into some games. Like, I think the Newcastle game was a prime example. We were dead on our feet in that game. For some reason, Newcastle looked fresher. They've played less games than us. There's no excuses, though, for dropping out of the Champions League the way we did again. But I feel this year it's different. It's a fresh season. It's back to the normal, regular August to May. You're not cramming these fixtures in from September to May. I think, even with Europe being in there, I think we'll still look fresher. I think we've made some cracking signings, mate. I think Daka's a cracking signing. But Bakary Samori, what a signing that is for Leicester. I really mean it.
You feel so?
Yeah, mate. I've seen a lot of talk about this kid. The mould of Vieira's they talk about, a lad who likes to win that ball in the middle of the park, but not do it an Ndidi and look for the 5-yard pass. He will try and break through the lines. He will try and be aggressive, passive, looking for the runs of Daka and Vardy. He likes to play the ball. He likes to be clever with the ball as well, but he likes to brush past people and break through the lines. And I think that's something we do miss. I know Maddison is good at getting the ball and looking for the ball in behind, and he has got that vision, but sometimes I feel he just lacks that mobility when he gets on the ball to go past the player if he hasn't got that yard. Where I think Bakary Samori, he's going to be doing that. He's going to win that ball. He's going to break past people with his long legs like Vieira did back in the day. He's going to shrug people off for fun. And then he's going to look for those through balls or look to go out wide. So it's a big season for the young man coming over from France. And there's a lot of pressure in some ways for him to perform, because he's got a lot of backers that this kid is going to be something very special going forward.
Tom, obviously we're going to be live all the way through the match, correct?
Correct, mate. Yes.
Who's your sidekick today? Is it me?
Well, if you want to stay on, you're more than welcome to, mate.
Well, I'll let you lead from here, Tom.
Yeah, hey. Baldy Locks is somewhere. As I'm looking at my screen, he's somewhere in the screen there, probably 7 gin and tonics down, very wobbly legged, and he's enjoying it. He has sent a picture of him walking to the ground with a beer, so he's probably well on his way to enjoying it. But pre-season for me, as they walk out, and the referee's Mike Dean. Even to make it more special, we get Mike Dean refereeing us today in front of a sellout away end of 1,300. Was it? We sold out the allocation. I'm looking forward to Wednesday, because I'm going Wednesday to Wickham. So it should be a good game on Wednesday night. I
think you're taking your young lad Harry, aren't you, for his first ever Leicester game?
Henry's first game, mate.
Henry's
first game, mate. So yeah, looking forward to it, and I think he's looking forward to it much to seeing the boys. I'm not sure when the likes of Casper are back yet. Haven't really been announced. I'll be very surprised if they're not back in on Monday, be honest, with only 2 weeks to go before the beginning of the season. I know they had a bit longer off because of obviously they don't need the fitness levels as much because they've been playing. I mean, probably little bit different for Cassagno. Only managed, was it 26 minutes before he got a double-eyed fracture, a socket fracture. But the rest of them have been probably training and playing enough that the fitness levels will still be in their tanks just to come in and get going again.
It should be, Tom, and it's an interesting start. We were talking just before you came on, Gazelle in the starting lineup. He's been spotted in training. We spotted him in some of the training things. A lot of fans thought he'd been sold, to be fair. Is he in the shop window today? Or do you think Brendan's... I'd look at a player like that. I saw flashes of stuff when I've seen him play where I thought he may be all right. Maybe, give people a second chance.
He had a very good season last year on loan over in Turkey. I think he got 12 assists or something and 7 goals. He didn't have a bad season on loan. And maybe he's just got that little bit of confidence now and come back a bit sharper. And Brendan's seen something in the first 3 weeks or 2 weeks of training to go, do you know what? Maybe we don't need to go and spend loads of money on a right winger. Maybe I've actually got the lad here. He just needs a little bit of arm around the shoulder now and then just to get the performance levels out of him. It also, as you said, the shop window's open. Give him some match fitness, so if he does go, he's ready to go to wherever he does end up. I mean, we've got 2 weeks before the season starts, and another 3 before the end of the transfer window. There's still time for Leicester to go and find this winger they're talking about. We still need a centre half for cover. I know we've got signed Chewy Evans, Fofana there, but that still leaves you light because as much as Daniel Marty's done a job at times, we also know he can be a bit reckless and gung-ho at the back to lose the ball. So you're probably still looking for that one extra defender and one winger for me to complete what would be an outstanding transfer window. If you can keep Maddison, it'd be better. And I don't see Maddison leaving. All this talk of me to agree with Arsenal, and look, I know times are different beforehand. If you said he had agreed his terms with Arsenal, you get done for poaching a player and talking to players before they'd even signed for you. Nowadays, it seems it's quite common that you can go and talk to a club and agree your personal terms before any transfer fees being agreed. What I think is very bizarre for me. If you're signed your contract with a club, and Leicester have kicked off, and we'll kick from right to left in the first half, kicking towards the Burton fans with Jakupovic in goal, and behind him at the travelling Leicester army. As Leicester go long and look for the flick up to Gazelle and Daka, but Burton win the ball back. I mean, what's your opinion, Phil? On the transfer window so far, would you be happy? Is that sort of business done and dusted, and Leicester don't sell anyone, or do you still think we need 1 or 2 more in?
If I'm being honest, Tom, and I will be honest as ever, it's just my views. This is just what I think. I think we've not done enough yet as it stands because we lost. What was that? Was that a rough tackle? My stream's a bit dodgy on. I'm watching it here, Tom. It seems to keep stopping. Have we done enough? No, I don't think we have yet. We let a lot of players go, quite rightly, out the squad. I think it's squad depth we're short on. That's my opinion with the likes of, potential first teamers went last year, like Slimani, Damari Gray around Christmas time. I think adding to that, Matty James going, Christian Fuchs, Wes Morgan, that's probably 5 players on the fringes of, being called into the first team. They're not what I'd class as first teamers, but I don't think we've replaced enough people yet. And it's hard to replace squad depth, Tom, I think, because you're sort of saying, when you're trying to get people who say, well, you're not necessarily going to be in that starting 11, that's a hard thing to sell, I think.
Of course it is. I mean, you bring in players like Daka, and who's been playing regular for the last 2 years, 46 goals in, something silly in 2 seasons. He's going to understand that Vardy's the main man, and Nacho's been playing regular, but he probably knows that he's got better chance of getting in front of Vardy than Nacho has sometimes. They're very similar by the sound of it. And the same with Bacco, he ain't going to come in to sit on the bench. He's going to be pushing the likes of Maddison for that starting role around the midfield of the park, and Tillemans. He's not going to want to come and sit on the bench every week for us. So in that area, you probably feel competitive. But defensively, I think that's probably where we are like now. The loss of Christian Fuchs, you've replaced him with, for me, a very experienced playing Ryan Burton. I think it's a cracking sign when we got linked with him. I know he was involved in the 9-0 game, and he got sent off the 13 minutes from that game, but I still think that experience is what you still need to bring in. We're very, very youthful at the back, would you say, at the moment? in some ways when you've only got Sionchu and Fafana as your centre half. We noticed that last season, especially when Johnny Evans had to come out of games. You know, so we didn't really replace any experience in the team there.
I think Tom, we've been linked with Tukowski from Burnley for a couple of transfer windows. I think he would be a quality signing, somebody of that ilk. That I would say go get him if we can as a centre back. I think he would slot in nicely with Johnny Evans and Sionku. So I do think we need a centre back. A lot of people talking about we still need a winger to get in there. If I'm being honest, Tom, and this is just me guessing at what might happen, I've got a small nagging fear that this season we're going to sign one or two players more, and we'll take the spend up to about 60 million. I think we're going to sell somebody for about 60 million. I still feel that may well happen, and I still think it might be Maddison, because I think there's a lot of smoke about it this summer in the media, and I think there's too much chitter chatter about Maddison, and with some of his antics maybe off the pitch at the end of last season, I just feel maybe that is what's going to happen. But we're trying to do the signings before we sell him, or maybe we have already agreed in principle. And that's just my personal take on it. Honestly, know nothing about it.
Of course, I mean, it's always a tricky one with players like Maddison, who's young, British and English, makes a massive difference because everyone needs them in the squads. You know, nowadays you'd have so many British or homegrown talent in your squad as it is. So it's always a tricky one. And we all know Maddison on his day can be a game changer. We've seen it. I think the beginning of last season, mate, he was, Samora takes a right clattering in the middle of the park there. I mean, we're 5 minutes in and we haven't really missed much. It's just been very much a passing the game along the back line for Leicester and a few passes into midfield. Ball went up, Sionchu wins a header, and Samora takes a clattering off the Burton striker there. But he's up, he's moved around, and 5 minutes in, he's not scared to get in a tackle in the big man, let's put it that way. And he's a big midfielder there.
Just want to, Chappers put in here, he's watching from hospital, lads. Chappers, I hope you're all right, mate. You or your family, so let us know that you're okay. Obviously, Lee Chappie, big friend of Leicester Fan TV and runs his own YouTube channel. But Chappers in hospital. Hope it's not your lad or anybody like that. Chappers, hope you're okay. Hope he's just fell over delivering one of his packages again. But seriously, hope he's okay. Tom, back to you.
Yep, let me just put the score on, mate, if it'll come up. There we go. But yeah, I mean, like I say, we're now 5.5 minutes in, and Leicester haven't really threatened yet. Passing the ball just happily around the Burton made players into midfield again, coming across from left to right. Chowdhury comes backwards towards Sionchu into Maddison. Maddison getting a few touches so far. Not really having a position, Maddison, if you're looking into it. He is floating as a 10, proper 10, floating around, trying to pick up the passes. But I'll be honest, you know, fair play Burton is trying to put the press on as much as they can. And it's got to be sweltering conditions, 24, 25 degrees today up in Burton. So this is good weather and a good workout for them, unless they'll go all the way back to Jakupovic in goal and start again. Comes out to Sionchu in the middle of the park, and he goes across to Chowdhury, and again Leicester just settle down and try and start playing from the back. What be interested to see. Look for the ball over the top. Is he in? Camera's not there. Daka shoots over the crossbar. Very, very poor camera bit there, because he completely lost where the ball had gone, and I was looking at the screen and couldn't see where the ball had gone. Ball came up the line. Sorry, mate. Ball came over the line. Goalie makes a hash of it. Falls to Mosway, and he smashes it over the crossbar.
No team names on the back of the shirts today, Tom. I don't think squad numbers have been officially announced, have they yet?
Not announced. I think some of them on there probably where they will go to. I think Ryan Burton will be the number 5. I think that's probably something they agree when he come in. They take the number 5 shirt. Wes Morgan's old shirt. What a shirt to get. I think Harvey Barnes will get the number 7 shirt. I mean, talking about the old number 7 shirt, RX Mr. Gray, who went to Bayern Leverkusen in January time and scored 1 goal in 12 games and 1 assist, who's then been offloaded again quite quickly by Bayern Leverkusen to Everton.
I'm not sure he has been offloaded, Tom, has he?
Well, I'm very surprised that a club who only signed you 6 months ago suddenly want to get rid of you that quick if you thought there was potential there. You know, what's he done to upset the apple cart, or Is there something that he's not happy with? Because it does seem strange, mate. You took that move and signed a, year and a half or 18 months. Ball down the line, head at your left-hand side, pull it across. Daka! Oh, he just gets clipped. And the flag goes up. I think Daka should be scoring there. He was offside, but from that position, all of 6 yards, he seemed to get the ball trapped under his feet. Madison with a lovely turn, plays it to Mawai down the left. He pulls it across. Oh, Daka. He's got it completely wrong there. The flag was up for offside, but it's a little bit behind him, but he couldn't get his feet just right, and he seems to hit him and come away. But better play, well played. Madison there found the space in the pocket and sent the ball down the left-hand side.
Yeah, maybe it's one of those where you want Daka to score it, don't you? Because we're only 9 minutes in now, just about. It'd be lovely to see him get a goal nice and early, Tom, wouldn't it? That settles you right down.
Yeah, I was going to say about Damari Gray, it's not. John is staring at the conversation. No, I'm just saying, look, I've said it all before. Damari Gray is a very talented individual player, but I think ball in behind for Burton, flicked up, flicked back across, and Bertram steps in, clears the ball. Doesn't get far though, goes back to a better player, left-footed, right-footed cross the box, still in the area, left-footed shot, turned over the crossbar from the edge of the area, still 0-0, 9 at play. Damari Gray is a very, very talented young man. When he came to us, we all seen that talent. The goal he scored at Man United away, one of his specials. My biggest concern with Damari is that he thinks he's better than what he is. And I think if he could maybe get that chip off his shoulder, he could be a better player and could go on to play 100, 200, 300 games in the Premier League if he wanted to, and produce more goals. But I just think there's just a little bit too much swagger and arrogance with Damari Gray, and that's probably held him back for the last couple of years at Leicester, that he probably thinks he should be playing more. And you can't say he's not had the opportunities at times. He has had the opportunities when he's come on, done well, then gets the next opportunity and doesn't show anything. Leicester just pinging it around the park, little 1-2s. Madison got clattered there. Second time now in the game, some Leicester player, poor touch by Smorby, but keeps the ball, goes wide again. For me, Damari Gray, good luck to him. I do mean that, and it's British. You want him to do well, but I just think there's got to be something that you sign a player 6 months ago and then release him for the same kind of money that you got. You paid for him. Madison's now on the floor holding his calf, stretching it a bit. I think he felt that tackle from Monastery in the middle of the park. It was a bit of a cruncher.
Madison sort of I don't know which Burton player it was. Madison's limping off. I don't know if they're taking him off, but he's sort of jogging and limping. I think he might be coming off. He is coming off.
Oh, that was a nasty tackle.
Yeah, I think Madison was giving the Burton player a bit of a look like, come on, lads, it's first game. We're 10 minutes into the first pre-season game. No need for that sort of.
Yeah, he's not happy. Tackle. He's jogging. He's not jogging freely, and he doesn't look comfortable.
No. He's probably thinking of his Arsenal contract, Tom.
Jono, who's now staying in the conversation.
Who knows?
Yeah, exactly, mate. Look, Madison injured. He says he's been booted. I wouldn't say he's injured. He has been given a bit of a clout, though. Let's put it that way. He was given a bit of a kick. But he's going to get that. He's going to get that every week now. That's the talent he is. Teams know now that if you let him turn, then he will cause you problems. Leicester win the ball back. Samora again in the middle of the park. Fofana, free kick to Leicester. Bright didn't give us the ball. We played 11 minutes. We've had one chance. Daka was offside, but probably should have done better for me. He should be putting that in the back of the net. He was in a very good position. But, like you said, Phil, that first goal for him is going to be crucial. I think any striker comes to your football club, get your first goal early, even if it's pre-season, settle your nerves, settle that, confidence down.
Yeah, indeed. Don't forget, if people want to get the comments in during the match on what's going on or anything to do with Leicester, just get them on screen. We'll type them up. We'll share them on screen. We'll even have a chat about them, because pre-season, Tom, it's not about the result, is it? It's about getting some speed and match fitness.
Of course, it's about getting those miles under the belt, as they say. Getting the legs moving, getting the legs used to playing 90 minutes again. If you look, like I said, I put the team on early. I think it's 2 45s in second half. We'll see Vardy and Nacho come into the team. It's a completely different second half, and I think we'll do that again on Wednesday night. I was very surprised, to be honest with you, Phil, when they announced that we were playing Villarreal in the middle of the week before the Community Shield. I thought it was a very bizarre thing to do. I didn't think we needed another game. Maybe they feel that they probably do need an extra game because the players coming back, but I just felt why are we risking it with, you know, only then a week to go or 2 weeks to go before the season start from QPR. But we have got that game against Man City, what for me is a pre-season game as well. We all want to win the Shield, of course we do, but that's another pre-season, the more, you know, minutes under the belt. So I thought it was very strange. We then announced that we were playing Villarreal at home in the middle of the week on a build-up to the Community Shield and a big day out for, you know, the team and everything at Wembley again.
Tom, just a quick touch on the Community Shield. It was the Charity Shield, then it's the Community Shield. Don't you think they should rebrand it? Because I can never understand why this isn't like one of the biggest games in English football, in the fact that you're taking the Premier League winners, which is something amazing, taking the FA Cup winners, which is something amazing. This game should be a real, if they rebranded this, reworked it, it could be like a real amazing Champion of Champions Cup in the English season, but nobody seems to give much of a monkeys about it.
What like you're Europa Super League, Phil?
No, just the fact it's the same game. Nothing changes. Just first game of the season, it's like, right, boom, who's going to win this amazing cup?
Yeah, again, it could be something. I think it's doing it in other countries. They have a big thing for the beginning of the season. I think the Community Shield, it's just a typical FA thing that it's an old tradition. We'll keep it as the Community Shield. Here's what you win is a shield. It is about the communities and this, that, and the other. But I agree with you. It could be really built up for something bigger than it was. I mean, look, first time I'd been to New Wembley for me was when I went in the Community Shield to see the Man United game after we won the league, you know, and that was an amazing day out and first time back at Wembley. I think the FA Cup final was more special to me and there was less fans in there because I felt the fans in that ground that day made such an amazing atmosphere for Leicester. The 6,500 who were there, what an atmosphere it was. And that was only 6,500. And I felt even in the Community Shield, I didn't think the atmosphere was as good as it was in the FA Cup final. Even at 0-0, I thought the atmosphere was electric in there. So it is something that probably could need rebranding and something, you know, a bit more special into it.
Tom, we've got Jack's joined us, who's in the ground. Should we try and add him in?
Yeah, well, mate.
Jack, don't show us what's going on the pitch because we'll get done. So just show us the fans. How's it going?
Yeah, it's going all right.
Into the area. Shoots, good save, Jakupovic. 15 minutes played, Leicester got lucky. Jack, get the programme off the pitch.
Oh, bless him.
Ball over the top, down the left-hand side, cuts in one, cuts past Fofana, cuts back past Fofana. Low and hard shot from the Burton player. Good save, Jakupovic. 15 minutes play, corner to Burton. Leicester got caught out there with the long ball over the top in behind Ricky P there. I mean, for me this season, Ricky P, you know, we didn't really see the Ricky P we had before his nasty ACL last season. I don't think he'd recovered properly. And I said this season, for me, if he can get a good pre-season under the belt, hopefully we'd get the Ricky P back that was bombing past people for fun and running from one length of the pitch to another. Corner to Burton will be an outswinger in front of the Leicester fans. Ball comes in, goes to the near post, and it kicked it straight into the Leicester fans. Goal kick to Leicester, 16 played. Is that little Wes with blonde hair? Yes. Little Wes has gone for the Gascoigne look again. It didn't go down well the first time, and I think he's less toned it. It's not as bleached blonde as the first time round. Sancho switches the play right to left again. Goes out for a throw, intercepted.
Matthias says here, Tom, he says, if we win against Villarreal, then we might have a shot at the Europa League. I think obviously Villarreal won it last season. So is it a chance to benchmark ourselves, maybe?
It probably is a little bit of that. Leicester think, well, we've got to play in Europe. Let's get at least one team who have been playing in the Europa League the last few seasons, and especially a team who won it. Leicester playing the ball round at the back here, a bit risky, a lot of high press, going all the way back again. Jakupovic back to Sancho, and Leicester play the way out of a bit of trouble there. Again, though, you don't know if the club have thought about, you know, give Vibora the send-off. He didn't really get a send-off. He just left under a cloud. So it gives him the opportunity to come back to the King Power. I'm surprised how many tickets are left, mate, so far. I mean, the tickets have been set.
For the Villarreal game?
Yeah, that we haven't sold many. I mean, again,
How much is
like,
it, Tom? Just out of interest.
I think it's like £12.50 an adult, mate, and £5 for kids. I don't think they're much more than that, depending where you sit, mate. So I was a bit shocked when I looked at it earlier. I mean, it's difficult for me working and coming over in the evenings. I mean, I won't be coming over. Sadly, it's just too late for me to get back, and then I have to start work at 6 in the morning. So it's a bit difficult for me for travelling up. I'll go into Wickham. It's only an hour down the road for me, down the M40, an hour and 15, so it's not too bad. But
I think it's a strange one, Tom. Like you say, 3 days before we go to Wembley.
Well, that was the thing about it for me, mate. I'm looking at ticket prices. I've got to pay for me Wembley ticket still and parking and everything for that when they go on sale, mate. So it was more like I've got to think of the cost for the Wembley and a week of 2 nights before, fuel costs to go to Leicester and back, then fuel costs for Wembley. It's not a cheap thing to be doing nowadays, sadly.
No, I think for me, the big pre-season friendly, if you want to call it, is the Community Shield. I was very surprised that we announced a Villarreal game, to be fair. It would have made more sense to play Notts County, maybe. I don't know. Maybe they're looking to up the quality of opposition. And it does give, Tom, a lot of people who don't go to many Leicester matches a chance to go. So all these people who say they can't get a ticket, well, Villarreal is a great prestigious game to go and enjoy.
Oh, definitely. I mean, like the standing opposition you got in pre-season, Burton aren't a bad team. I think Wickham were in the Championship last season and only came down on goal difference. Should have been Derby because they cheated as usual. And then you go to QPR, who were, again, floating around mid-table in the Championship, got some good little individuals there. And, it's another test. And then you think, well, we've got Man City a week later. So that'd be a big enough test. So what's that, Gazelle to Besiktas? I know you want him back. He was brilliant for you last season. He was brilliant there for last season. He was. I mean, they won the league, I think, last season. It says it all. He had a part to play in helping them win the title. So he must be thinking of coming back to Leicester as a bit part player, or or not even being around it.
Somebody's put here. Phil has put here. Should we be worried that Burton is the better team so far? I think I wouldn't say Burton have been the better team. Myself, Tom.
Yeah, I mean, Burton have been, they had the best chance for me so far, and they've got it on target. They've caused a couple of issues, but I think Leicester have handled it well enough. They've kept the ball, they're breaking through the press when they can. Look, it's first game, it's always going to be difficult. It's the lads settling down, getting used to, playing with the balls at the feet, getting used to the movement of the new teammates. And there is Daka in there and Zamora, 2 new players who they're not used to playing with. It isn't the regular first team, are they? There's no Vardy, there's no Kelechi, Tillemans, Cassagna, he was brilliant on his full season for Leicester for me. He was up there for one of the players of the season, Cassagna. If he hadn't been injured, he'd probably have been up there. James Justin's got to come back into this. Harvey Barnes. I mean, we talk about players coming back, Burton down the left. Well, play Ricky Peace, he's out for a goal kick. Yeah, I mean, when you talk about players who's left, you got players who are coming back in the squad. Barnes. We missed Barnes desperately in the back end of the season for his pace and his aggressive dribbling skills. James Justin, another player we missed, I felt, towards, from when he got injured, because he was flying, and he probably was a shoo-in for Europe, for going to the Euros for me. I think he would have gone to the Euros if he'd been fit, because he was absolutely flying. And again, he offered the same as Trippier, can play left back, can play right back, can play centre half in a 3 if he had to. 2 players there for me probably walk into the team last year. Simply, first names on the team sheet. You've added to that quality now as well. So pre-season, when you've got like today 2 different teams, it's always difficult to settle down in 45 minutes, and especially when playing in the conditions they're playing in. I mean, was it 25 degrees possibly there today? Sunny. It's going to be taking the toll on them first game pre-season for me.
Tom, how far away do you think Barnes is from maybe getting back into it?
Well, he's back on the pitch, and that's what you want to see. He's back out there training. He's been training with the lads. So I wouldn't expect him to be too far away, because he's involved the first team. He's doing contact. I'd hope, by maybe the Man City, maybe the Wolves game, that he's getting some minutes under his belt in 3 weeks' time. I mean, he wasn't as serious as the likes of an ACL or anything. It was a bit of bone that got stuck in his knee and they've removed. Not nice to hear, but it's one of those. He had to have that operation after. It hampered him. And I think the thing what annoyed me more, we knew it was there, but they carried on playing him. Then let's operate now and get it done and have him out for maybe 3 weeks or 4 weeks, someone was saying. then losing for a season because the actual bone got lodged and did more damage than it was, or a bit of tissue got damaged and did more damage than it was worth. So a little bit gutted that we didn't do the operation. I still think, last season, if we look at it, Vardy never recovered after having his hernia operation for me. I don't think he was the same player after that. Little optic said he'll be back fully fit in 3 to 4 weeks. Don't think he was the same player. Don't get me wrong, he helped us win the FA Cup semi-final with his run and everything. I just don't think we saw that the Vardy we'd seen at the beginning of the year, who was scoring goals, same as Maddison. You never seen that player come back again fully fit. So this pre-season for me, the likes of Maddison, Vardy, Barnes, getting them fit and back into a system what was working. Because up to Christmas, we were flying, mate. Same as the season before. And I think the amount of injury we got that season, what we don't brag on about, Sancho was out for 10 games. Vardy was out for 10 games. Justin out for 16 games. But Leicester just seemed to get on with it. And like we said at the beginning, ran out a bit of steam towards the end, where Liverpool were just moaning about injury after injury. Oh, we've got too many players, injuries, that's why we're losing. Leicester didn't really do that, and you didn't get that excuse from Brendan at any point in the season that, well, I've got too many injuries, that's why we're not winning football matches. If we lost the football match, he came out and said it was either we weren't good enough or, the opposition were better than us on the day. And that's what I like about Brendan. He doesn't hide behind a mirror, and he says it how it is. And I think that's what we all respect about Brendan. Ball over the top, caught by the Burton keeper. 24 minutes gone, and not much has really happened in the last 10 minutes. It is very much for me about
what exact time are you on, Tom?
I'm on 24 and 8 seconds.
Watching about 12 seconds time. Tell me.
Oh, they've just got
No.
Ball into the box. 1, 2. Oh, Sancho.
Yeah.
I've seen them given.
Yeah.
I've seen them given.
That was Soyuncu did what a Soyuncu. He's sometimes, to be fair, he didn't have the best Euros, Tom, and he did make a couple of tackles like that in the Euros. I thought Burton were a bit unlucky there not to get a penalty.
Let me just describe it. The ball comes down the right hand side for Burton. Buxton looks up and plays a nice little one into the 18-yard box with his man, who plays it back down the line. And as the number 2, the right back makes the run, Sancho just completely blocks him off. He's not even going for the ball. He completely blocks him off. So you have seen them given, and that's probably where, the likes of Johnny Evans, that bit of experience would have been shouting, do not touch him, do not foul.
He didn't need to. I've been interested. I've just put it in the comments there to see if people who are watching it thought it was a penalty or not, Tom. I thought it certainly could have been a penalty. Would you have given it, Tom, if you're the ref?
I think in that kind of time, referees won't give it because they're too scared to make a mistake. I think if there was a VAR official there, mate, you might have seen him giving it the old, go and have a look on the screen, see what your opinion is after It's for me there, watching it back, it'd be all on, is that player going to be able to get to the ball? If he's not going to get to the ball, then you've not really lost the opportunity. Down the left, Leicester come. And he can't, it bounces up and he goes over the crossbar. He can't get the foot around it to try to swing it in. 26 minutes played.
It might have got the game going, Tom, to have a penalty in it. So, Matteo says if he was a Brewer, he'd be fuming with that.
Oh, yeah, I think if you're Burton fan, you'd be annoyed that you haven't been given that opportunity to get a penalty there. And let's just remember, this will go to penalties if it finishes 0-0 today.
Because it's for this cup. What is it? The Bass Trophy or something?
The Bass something community, blah blah blah. Be honest, mate, I did put on Twitter. It does make a nice fruit bowl for the boardroom for 12 months. Be honest, it does look like it'll be a good little fruit bowl for them. We could get a few apples and a few bananas and pears in there for Top and the nice lads up in the office.
I hadn't seen the trophy. I thought it was when they said the Bass Trophy. I imagined, one of those singing fishes used to get on the wall,
mate.
That
would
be worth winning. I haven't seen one of them in years.
Let me see if I can find it. I'll put it on earlier. This Bass.
Do you know the thing I mean? You press the button and the fish starts to sing. That would be the ultimate football trophy.
There we go, mate.
Yes, we're getting green screen glory on it, but yes, I see it.
There we go.
The Bass Cup. Who normally plays for that then?
Normally
Burton against somebody.
Derby. Someone put on earlier. It's normally Burton versus Derby play for this.
Well, it's nice they've upgraded to come against Leicester.
I probably thought Derby were any players left.
What do we reckon to Burton so far, Tom?
They're not a bad little outfit, mate. I mean, Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank went in last season after they had a very poor start. They had ex-Derby player Buxton was in charge, took charge after Nigel Clough had left them, I think, at the end of the season before because they had a very poor season, or he got put in temporary charge and got the job. I think they lost 14 out of the first 12 games or something. 12 out of the 14 games they started, they lost and they got a couple of points. But they brought Jimmy Floyd back, who had a very good time with them before. I think he got promoted to League One with them at one point, and they brought him back in because he then left and went to QPR, if I remember rightly. He went to QPR and left, but they brought him back in. He managed to stay them clear of relegation last season, and we know what Jimmy's going to play. He's going to play football at times. He knows he'll play them very similar to Leicester. He'll want them to play football. It's the way Jimmy liked to play. And if you think back in the day, he wanted the ball on the floor, into feet, and let him run in behind. Head injury to Ricardo Pereira, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, Ricardo with a head injury. Just gets a bit of a slap in the face.
Yeah, they're just sorting him out, aren't they?
Early days, but not creating much. No, I don't think we have created much. Again, it's hard when you're playing with players, like I said, individuals haven't played together much. You don't know the strengths, the weaknesses, and if you look at that team, maybe the back four might be, bar Schmeichel coming in, with that back five would be off maybe what will start the season. You've also got Cassagna to come back in there as well at left back or right back, depending on how he's going to play. I've got a feeling this year, though, if we don't sign a right winger, that Ricardo Pereira will get pushed on higher up and Cassagna will come and sit behind him. We saw it at Villa away last year, and it worked quite well because Ricky P ain't scared of going past people and bombing on. It also gives you that option to cover. I don't think we'll play through at the back this year. I really don't. I think he would like to play the formation that suits Brendan, and that is the 4-2-3-1. Having the wingers, getting involved more and running at people, and the one man up front as your link-up play. I think the three at the back with last year was down to how many injuries we had and lack of availability in that areas. Ball into the box, flicked up, headed again to Burton.
Yeah.
Oh, what a block by Ryan Bertram. There's the experience, what you're paying to bring in. On a free transfer, putting his body on the line, even in pre-season, he chucked himself in front of that one. Good block there from Burton.
Yeah, it was.
And he ran out to make sure that weren't going in the net. And even though it's pre-season, that's what you want to see. He's going to want to come put a statement in, because he knows that Cassagna has been playing left back or right back. James Justin was playing regular last season. He knows if he wants to get in this team, he's got to put performance in. Ball whipped in, headed back away, and out for a throw to Burton on the far hand side, halfway in the Leicester half. And that's 30 minutes already gone and 30 more minutes into the legs of the first pre-season game.
I mean, some of these players, Tom, in this starting 11 for Leicester today, there'll be something to prove quite quickly in pre-season, and I'm not quite seeing yet from some of them. Some of the lads who, this could be. I remember going to Notts County away about 2-3 seasons ago pre-season, and it was I forget his name now.
Leonardo played up front, I think, that day.
There was a couple of young lads, Darnell, I think it was, Darnell Johnson, and he had a great game, and I thought, he's going to be a real one, and then just drifted right out. So it can be something where you need a bit of a. I'm not seeing it from two or three of the younger lads today quite so much.
No, I mean, like you say, I think the thing now, the whole empathy around the way we do our transfers as well in the younger market is changed. We're getting a lot of very young, talented players coming in the door. I mean, we've got the facilities now, what I don't think we had before Beaver Drive, when team players are looking where to go at this 17, 18-year-old age and playing regularly or getting an opportunity. The first thing they looked at was Man United, Man City, Chelsea, Arsenal, Tottenham, the bigger clubs where the training facilities were there. There was a lot of emphasis of trying to get players through the academy and into the first team. And I don't think probably back then there was that with Leicester. It wasn't. I think since Rodgers has come in, he's shown the kids, if you come in and you do well. Isabella last year when he played against Sheffield United in the 5-0, came on, made his debut. Juby Hall, another player, had a great season at Luton last year. Knows that he's now on the fringes of the first team. He's probably saw that, and I think he said it before. He looked at Barnes. Rodgers, brought Barnes straight back from West Brom, because he'd seen enough to say, I need him in around the first team. I need him, in that group of players to mould him into what I need him to do. And I think now when the young talent comes through and are looking where they're going to get that big money move from the likes of a Sheffield Wednesday, Chesterfield, where we've signed a goalkeeper from, Hartlepool, where we signed a young goalkeeper from this season. They look at Leicester now and think, I've got an opportunity. One, I might go out on loan, but two, I might get an opportunity when I come back if I'm doing well enough in and around the first team squad. And I think that's all players want, is a chance. Where I think back in the day, Leicester didn't give youngsters a chance enough. We went out and brought players to play first team football, and the youngsters were shipped out on loan and then eventually just drifted away. Demar Johnson's another one. I thought built like a brick. He was a very interesting young man who could do a job for the club and go forward as a right back position, but another one who drifted away. There was a young French kid who I had raving reviews at. He ended up going, and now he's playing at Wigan, I think he is. Another one who seemed to disappear, Knight, who's just left us and gone to Peterborough, was another player that I thought had got in and around the first team after his loan, but again, they just don't feel. And one for me with signing, but I just don't know what's gone to him, is Benkovic. I look at Benkovic, he's got all the assets to be a great centre-half. He did well for Rodgers on loan at Celtic, but okay, he had a nasty injury. Every time I've seen him play, I've seen something in there, thought he could do a job for us. But for some reason, I'm very shocked the way Brendan said it last year. Brendan Rodgers said he's not Premiership quality. He's not good enough for the Premier League yet. What's quite disturbing when you've got him, in and around your first team, that you're actually willing to say that he's just not good enough. And I know Rodgers said, I've told that to him. He needs to work on things if he wants to play in the Premier League. But if he isn't going to get in them, for me, he's another one. Let's get out the door. Let's get him playing somewhere so he's playing. Let's keep the wage bill down, because he's got to be on 20, 25k a week, 100k a month. Let's take that bill and put that someone else's wages you're after. So I think now people come to Leicester, and we've signed 2 or 3 good individuals into the academy or into that was it under 23 development squad this year already. And they've come to Leicester over Man U, Chelsea and Arsenal because I think they know they're going to get opportunities, and that makes such a difference to a young kid. Leicester just popping the ball around nicely at the moment, around the 18-yard box at the Burton end. Ball into Gazelle, cuts back inside of the park, goes wide, find Bakary Samore, he goes wide again. Back to Gazelle, down the right they come, finds Ricky P, edge of the area, Ricky P 1-2 with Ricardo Pereira, gets blocked off, good defending by Burton.
He was offside as well, wasn't he?
Flag had gone up. But again, that's what you want to see, that movement, Ricky P, we loved, was a little drop of the shoulder, little 1-2, and away he goes. But that's 35 minutes played, 0-0. Probably
it's a steady start, Tom, isn't it?
It's pre-season. I said today, whatever the result was, pre-season is pre-season. It's about fitness. It's about getting minutes into the legs and getting to know your teammates.
I remember, pre-season back, and I'm talking probably 30 years ago, Tom, the football players used to come back and you could see they were out of shape, big style. They were absolutely, I think they'd really let themselves go in the off season, maybe for 4 or 5 weeks. Whereas now these guys look on it. They look fit today.
Oh mate, yeah. God, they are. I think you speak of Nugent when Nugent talks about, when they won the championship, the first thing they said was, we had a party. Before we broke up though, they were all given fitness regimes, and you've seen them all putting on Instagram, like on the treadmill for 4 hours or 3 hours on the treadmill and running and beach running and doing different things. They were all told, come back fit and ready to go. And if you don't come back fit, they're probably fines now. I reckon they probably get fined. I like this question from Matthew, actually. It's a good question. You lads have been knocking about feel longer than me. Knocking about for a bit. What do you think Leicester's worst signing in the Premier League era? Oof. There have been some howlers. There's been
Go on then, Tom. I'll start you off with one. The two that leap to mind is Adi Akinbaye, who's Premier League area, I believe. Do you know what? I'm going to say Slimani because it was a big expense. Slimani was, and for me, it was frustrating that season after we won the Premier League. That was probably our best ever chance to capitalise and sign some real good quality players who wanted to come to the champions of England. It may never happen again that we have that chance. And we made 3 or 4 big money bad signings. Slimani, Musa. There was a couple of others. Even there was Inler, wasn't there? And even into Ibora, and there was a whole patch where you thought it just didn't work out. But I would put Slimani at the top of that list. How about you?
Patrick's hit my nail on the head there. He's gone with this young man, Lee Marshall.
Yeah, Lee Marshall.
The right back who came in, and he played in the final game of the season. He came in the final game of the season, I remember, at Filbert Street and played, and he set up Dickoff's goal. He got him way of the ball somehow. But I remember Marshall, and then we sold him to West Brom for 3 million. I was just like, we've had their pants down. 3 million. He can't defend. He's got no centre position where to play. Junior Lewis was another one, mate. He had one brilliant game against Chelsea, and we all thought we'd sign this well beater, and no, we hadn't. He was awful after that. They're the two that's probably shone for me. Slimani, because of the fee, I just don't think it ever worked out for him. I don't think we played the football. I agree with what you say, though, Phil. The year we won the league, we made a right pants of the transfer window. We went out and signed players who were not proven in the Premier League. And I was banging on all that pre-season, especially on here, that we should be going out and signing proven players. I think if I was rightly, I was talking about the likes of Johnny Evans back then, from West Brom, I think he was at the time. The likes of, good block by Warren Burton, because if he doesn't get one in, there's a Burton player standing behind about to tap the ball in the net, 39 minutes played. I think I was talking about Darren Fletcher at the time, who was playing at West Brom as well, like Reed at West Ham, a centre-half at the time, the New Zealand centre-half I was talking about, coming to Leicester, players who had done it in the Premier League at the time. And when we're being linked with the likes of Musa and Slimani, I just was thinking that none of them are playing in the Premier League. Look, don't get me wrong, I never felt Musa got a fair chance of playing in his position, what was a striker for me. And he never was going to get that chance with Vardy being the main man. He was always put on the wing and out wide, and it didn't suit him. A bit like Perez now. Put out on the wing, he isn't a winger. He's a number 10. And put him in a 10 and he shines. Put him in the wing and he looks ordinary. I think you got we didn't really recruit after winning the league, and when you got the opportunity to recruit with Champions League football, we should have been able to do better than what we did.
Yeah.
But I think Lee Marshall and Junior Lewis, for me, they were the two players that I'd pick out in that era. Oh God, Van Persie.
We've been linked with a few. Mind you, we've been linked with a few this summer, haven't we? Coutinho, etc.
Well, it's when we were linked with Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank, who turned up to the training ground, and Martin Allen went, "What are you doing here?" He came out of his hotel room. He's even had the story that Milan said, "Oh, I want to sign Jimmy." He went, "Well, I don't want him. I don't want him near me. We don't need Jim. We don't need a striker. I need a midfielder and a defender." And then he went back to his hotel at the Hilton and walked out his room an hour later and went to come downstairs to get ready to go for training. And there was Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank and his representatives standing in the boardroom. Free kick to Burton.
I'm a bit ahead,
towards the back post, headed back across goal. What a save, Jakubovic.
Yeah, it was a good save.
And then smashed wide.
I'll tell you what, Tom, I am just a few seconds ahead of you, but Burton, the last 10 minutes, Burton have been by far the better team, Tom.
Oh, mate, definitely.
I know it's only pre-season. I keep having to say that, but they have played better than us. Ryan Burton looks one of our better players, and that's because he's having to put in quite a lot of defensive work.
Yeah, I've thought for a minute, Phil, I've lost the picture.
That's all right. Well, Leicester are doing okay. We're being fairly solid throughout the whole of this match. And don't forget, at half-time, we do want your views. We want you to jump on, get your comments in there. I'll share the link in there for you to come on and give us your video chat views. But Burton, I think Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank has got them playing quite nicely. They're playing quite determined. Maddison's just took a lump out of, I don't know if it's the same player who took a lump out of him earlier, but he's gone in flying. Maddison has. And Burton, I think Burton are edging it. They're certainly putting more balls into our box and putting it in there. So I want to know what you guys think to that. Just while Tom have you got your picture back yet, Tom?
No, I haven't. I can't find the link now.
Well, I'll tell you what it was, Tom. To start with, there's a lot of people watching, and it's the usual story. I'm watching it on YouTube because I think YouTube is more reliable than lcfc.com. So I'm watching it on Leicester City's official YouTube channel. So it is out there, and I can put it out there. But Burton again they're in Leicester's half, and they are playing some nice football. They're passing it around, creating chances, and fair play to us, we're getting stuck in. But I'll be interested to see. Yeah, Steve saying the YouTube one is quite good quality. I'm going to share a link to it in here, so if you want, you can just click on the chat, Tom, and anybody else. I've put it in there. There's the official match. I should have done that at the start. I've just popped it on screen, but it's in there in the comments if you want to watch that and join in with us. We want your views because we want to know as it gets close to half time. It is almost half time now. What you think? Hopefully Jack and the lads, Tom, are going to click in from the match, give us their views.
Yeah, I mean, what we say, we're 43 minutes in. I've just gone onto YouTube now, like I said, we're probably about the same kind of time. I mean, what you say, it's 45 minutes under the belt for the lads, and I'd say Burton have probably now, in that last couple of minutes, had the better chances.
Yeah.
If I'm being honest about it, they probably have created the better chances in the game. They've probably been a bit more livelier in that last 10, 15 minute period from us. I think Leicester probably haven't got going there. So play Maddison go wide. He goes wide, find Gazelle onto his left foot, back onto his left, chips it towards the back post, headed away by Burton. They'll come out to this left-hand side. Burton will try and keep it in. Do keep it in. Cuts inside. Comes all the way across the park, Burton. Chowdhury closed down, gets a foot in. Throw to Leicester, 1 minute to go. Chowdhury to take it. No, Ryan Burton will come over halfway in the Burton half.
It's one of those games, Tom. We wouldn't want to. I know that the result doesn't matter. We'll keep saying that, but you sort of kind of don't want to lose to Burton either.
No, because for me, a winning mentality is what we got going last year at the beginning of the season. Winning game after game after game, drawing games, not losing many games of football. I think we drew quite some games we should have won. Maddison into the feet, goes back to Maddison, edge of the area, takes a touch. He'll shoot. Deflected wide. He wants a penalty. He's saying his hands up. And Mike Dean will blow the whistle for half the time. Scientu is not a happy bunny, by the way. He's just ran 60 metres from his penalty box to have a go at Mike Dean for not giving a penalty. They haven't shown a replay of that, so it'll be interesting. Maddison was straight away saying handball penalty.
I mean, it was a bit of a rifle shot, wasn't it, Tom?
It was a rifle shot, but he got himself in the position where Maddison likes, and that's little 1-2, little drop of the shoulder, knocking it past the man, and then getting that bendy shot away from the goalkeeper. But that's 45 minutes under the belt for those boys. And, you know, if you can see now, the lads are already out on the pitch getting their 15-minute warm-up before the second Leicester 11, if we will call them, will come out and have a go and trying to break down Burton Albion. Be interesting. I'm looking forward, mate, seeing this goalkeeper, Daniel play, who's been on loan at Preston last year. He got raised reviews as Jack is coming in.
Go on then, Jack. You're live at the ground. Jack, can you hear me, mate? Jack, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
What's the views from the stands then, Jack, today?
Are you there, Phil?
Yes, can you hear me? Well, we seem to. Jack is there. He'll join us. Jono's joined us. Listen, just before you chat, Jono, I just want to let everybody know. I've put a link out there. If you're watching in the comments, click on the link. You can come on just like Jono has. He's a fan, just like me. You give us your views on what is going on, and let us know. Jono, what's your take on that first half of the first game of pre-season friendlies? The result doesn't matter. Everybody keeps telling me.
Yeah. It's been good. Defensively, I think we've been absolutely solid. I think our goalkeeper's made. I can't pronounce his name.
Jakubovic.
Yeah, he's made 2 great saves. Fofana, for me, has been the standout player. He's he's just like he's carried up from last season, and it's not like he's had a break. He's just been in control. Bertrand I've been happy at because his experience coming to play. Like he made that brilliant tackle, sort of that shot. He obviously was in the box for a few crosses. So I think I've been defensive. We're happy with. I want to see more of Daka, but unfortunately he didn't get really fed much. But no, I think good first half, good signs.
Yeah, he hasn't really had much, has he? I'm going to add in Reedy, who's at the game. Let's see if he can get in. Reedy, how are you, mate? Can you hear us? Can you hear us, Reedy?
How are you?
They might. Yeah, good. What's the view from the stands, Reedy? I don't think he can hear us, Jono. I'm going to mute him. It's nice to have him there and showing us what's going on. We'll take him out because he can't hear us and I can't hear him. Yeah, Daka, he had one chance quite early on, didn't he, Jono, and sort of fluffed his lines a little bit, maybe. I think
so. I think that was maybe just first game nerves, but I think he shows like it's like Vardy. He runs and runs and runs. It could be a potential nightmare for defenders like Vardy is. So again, he's showing early signs of what a player can be. So yeah, he lost the ball 5 times, but he's made a lot of good tackles. Yeah, he's not stood out too much for me. Lily, I want to know what's your thoughts on Gazelle so far, Jono. I've not really noticed him, to be fair. Yeah, he's made a few good passes. He's not really lost the ball much, but not really seen him much, really. Yeah, so, I mean, me and Tom were saying we thought Burton actually coming towards 5-10 minutes before half-time were doing better, Jono. What's your take on that? Yeah, we sort of picked up the pace towards the end of half. Maddison got on the ball a lot, tried to feed up the wingers and striker, but I think towards the end of the half were the better team. But overall, the fitness obviously showed Burton are definitely the fitter team, and it showed. But I think there's some good signs for us. Ben Morgan's, interestingly, he's at the game today, and he says he's there at the match, and he says we look very wasteful on the ball, Jono. It's expected, you know. It's the first game of pre-season. We're not expected to be playing like, you know, it's like an FA Cup final, like but there are a lot of potentials, you know, as in Gazelle has a few good passes. Bertrand making a few good runs. Daka's obviously going for it. Few good saves. So yeah, I think, you know, I'm not worried about anything at all, but a few good signs. Okay, I'm just going to add in Jay. Jay, are you ready to come in? Hi Jay, how are you doing?
I'm all right.
What do you make to that first half? Anybody standing out for you for Leicester?
Mainly Shamari and Bertrand. Those two have been solid. The bloke who's wearing number 17's looked fairly decent as well.
Ben Morgan, who's at the game, has put comments in here for you, Jay. He says Sumari seems to end up with the ball caught in his feet every time. What do you make to that comment? I thought he's been okay.
He's been winning the ball a lot in the midfield. He's been cutting every pass that they're trying to make out. He's making the right passes. He's not really done anything too bad.
Yeah, Alan's agreeing with you there, thinking Sumari looks good. He's saying Burton's crosses in the air seem to be causing us some problems. Jono, I would probably agree with Alan there. That last 5-10 minutes, they have put a few balls in. Yeah, their crosses have been causing us issues. I think you can still see that Evans still has that sort of like that control in defence, where if this one has a good ball and he can control it and get rid of it. But I still think we're still nitpicking too much. It's the first pre-season friendly. I'm just trying to find a few positives. Oh no, I agree. Well, Rita's got one here for you, Jay. He says number 17 is Masawanzi, if I'm saying that right. He says he agrees with you. He's been good, always attacking, wants the ball all the time. Jay, you were just picky on him, saying you thought he had looked quite decent.
Yeah, he has. Yeah. Another player we need to look at as well is the goalkeeper. He's looked very, very good. Made some fairly decent saves. Yeah, it's not been too bad of a performance for the first game in pre-season.
Jono, there's going to be some changes, and Jay, I'll come to you on this. Lily says, get Kieran Dewsbury Hall on for Chowdhury. There's a lot of subs going to come probably at half-time, isn't there, Jono?
Before 11, so it'll be 10-player swap. I don't think they'll swap the goalkeeper, but they'll swap 10 players. And it'll be another half of just seeing who's fit and who's ready, really.
Yeah, who are you looking forward to seeing then, Jay, in the second half?
Probably Dewsbury Hall. He looks like a very good young and up-and-coming talent who depends if Madison leaves, might be able to slot in there and be a main starter. It's just, I think Vardy as well. See how he's doing after his injury.
Go on then, Jay. You've just touched on Madison there, and he might go or not. What's your take on the whole Madison will he, won't he type of chat?
For me, it's weird because my dad's an Arsenal fan, and he keeps
would he like to have Madison?
Yeah, he does. He's a big fan of Madison, so it's difficult. But I don't see at the moment why he would want to leave unless it's for more money. Because Leicester are actually going somewhere. They're getting European football. They're growing as a club. Arsenal are just falling. They're losing to Hibs in Scotland. So,
Reese, let's put Reese's comment on it. Reese says, "I want him to go, Madison." Jono, it's very strange because Madison, he's clearly a great player. Could be a great player. He has had some. Maybe he's just a young lad, and maybe made a few wrong decisions. But I think I don't want him to go because I want us to keep all the players and sign more. So I do not want Madison to go. What is your take on him? Jay saying there he wants to keep him, but his dad, Arsenal fan, would love him.
I want him to stay, but I agree with people saying that his attitude is not very good. I want him to actually mature and actually grow up and actually not thinking he's the best player in the squad and get away with anything and not play. Because if Dewsbury Hall is good, he has to fight for a spot. No other player. I think last season could have attacking midfielder. Madison was the man, but if another player comes in and challenges that, maybe it force him to mature a little bit.
I think Reese has clicked in, which is great. Come on, I want to get Reese's view on Madison. Reese, I know you'd love to stir the spot as such, but
yeah, maybe.
Come on then. What's your take on Madders?
I don't know. I just feel everything about him, his aura, his personality, his things on and off the pitch. I just don't think it's the thing that personally I would want in a Leicester player. I don't think his performances at the back end of last season were amazing. I know people said he had an injury, but I just think his antics on and off the pitch. I don't want them in a Leicester player. I don't think his performances have been good enough. And don't get me wrong, I will be the first one to come out and say if he goes and scores 15 goals this season, it would make me the happiest bloke on this earth, even though I've been slating him for the past 6 months. I would love him to go and score 15 goals next season and get us into the top 4. I'd love nothing more.
Go on then, Jay. What were you going to say?
That's if Arsenal are even looking at him, because at the moment it's all rumours.
I do think he does fit Arsenal though. I know Arsenal are on the downgrade a bit, but if you look at Arsenal as well, they've got some young attacking English players. They've got Saka. They're bringing in Ben White. He's a good young English player, and I think there's a project going on at Arsenal. But right now, it would be a downgrade. But in the long run for Madison, I think he's thinking, Arsenal inevitably are a bigger club than us, and if he wants to go to Arsenal and Arsenal pay the money, he will go. I'm not in a fantasy world. I know that any player. We've seen it with Kante. He went to Chelsea after we won the league, and Chelsea didn't have European football. Arsenal's not got European football, and they could if they wanted to attract James Madison. It's simple as that. And
what doesn't get me, because they've just given Smith Rowe a new contract in the number 10. So why sign Madison, who would more than likely wear the number 10 shirt, and then they're just going to swap Smith Rowe's number for no reason?
Well, maybe. I think it's number 11 available as well. But I just think all the big teams, they want a squad, and Arsenal are now transitioning. I don't really want to be on here talking about Arsenal because I'm a Leicester fan, but Arsenal are in a transition where they are they want to have a bigger squad and better squad where they're selling a lot of players and getting loads out and bringing more players in. But like I say, I'm more interested in Leicester and what we do, to be honest, than Arsenal and James Maddison.
Jono, I mean, you've been listening to Reece and Jay having a bit of a debate, slightly argument. I definitely hear where Reece is coming from. I know I was so pleased. Obviously, I wanted us to win the FA Cup. I'm so pleased that we did that. But I am also so pleased that it was Yuri Telemans who scored that winner and not Maddison. Is that? I think Reece, would you agree with what I just said?
Yeah, I do. I do agree. I mean, but then you have this
some
argument
of his
about,
antics have put me off him.
It's just the whole thing, and then it's like people saying he should have got in the England. I've seen loads of people saying he should have got in the England squad, and he didn't deserve it for me. He didn't deserve to be in the England squad over a Grealish, even I would have had Lingard in that England squad over James Maddison for performances at the end of the season. But
yeah,
I don't know. I like James Maddison. I do like him, but it's just some of the antics off the pitch. Like when he gets sent home from the England squad and he went to a casino or something.
Yeah,
so
strange. Go on, Jono. You can split the argument there.
I think it's a bit of both. I think I want him to stay because obviously, he can have, his attitude can be bad, but as long as he performs on the pitch and scores the goals and works hard for the team, that's it. But I don't want him to go. Like the thing is, if he goes to Arsenal and gets all this extra money, like they might double his salary or stuff like that, that might go to his head. Like he's already acting like he's the big boy. He's got all this fancy clothes on. You see him walking to the, into training wearing like all designer stuff. Like he goes in training thinking he's the big man, and I think he needs to taste reality. I think he needs to have someone fight for his position and maybe go like, actually, I need to grow up, and actually, if I don't perform, if I'm not saying he acts like a and then doesn't, just no.
Can I just say though, Phil, before we go on about if Maddison does leave and Leicester Twitter will erupt and everything will erupt, we've let players go before and we've survived without them, and we've grown and got better, and our recruitment is fantastic, our academy is looking very good, and we've brought in players. So if Maddison does leave, I don't think it's the end of the world. I think there's players more than comfortable in the squad to come in there and do a job. I think we've got a very good coach in Brendan Rodgers. So if we bring someone in, a young player, I don't think there's maybe only Pep Guardiola is better at working with players, in my opinion, than Brendan Rodgers in the Premier League. Brendan Rodgers has developed players massively. Look at Iheanacho and Harvey Barnes. You wouldn't say Harvey Barnes would even be getting a sniff in England squad, or James Justin. You wouldn't think they'd be even getting in the England conversation when James Justin signed for Leicester. You think he's our third choice?
Lads, I'm going to let you all go because second half's about to kick off. Jamie Vardy is coming on. Jamie Vardy is captain as well, which is a debate. I don't think we've got a club captain yet. Have we signed up for next season? Or have we?
I think it has to be Casper. But
I'll bring Tom in and we'll have that chat. Jono, Reece, Jake, thanks for clicking in. We'll see you later. Cheers all. Let's get Tom back in. I'll let Jay and Reece go. Tom.
Jamie Vardy, captain. He's done it before. Pre-season, you've got to give it to someone. I still think Casper will get the armband at the beginning of the year, and probably Jamie will be vice captain. Tillemans probably third choice captain, if you're honest about it. And Johnny Evans is floating around there. I think Brendan said it before. He likes to have a senior player, group, and I think in the group at the moment was Casper, Vardy, Tillemans was in there. Even though he's one of the younger ones, he's still one of experiences up there. Johnny Evans, he's got this little management group to keep the players all together and ticking over. I mean, the things we've seen so far, Maddison don't look unhappy from the photos I've seen all pre-season. Doesn't look like a player who doesn't want to be at the football club. So it's going to be an interesting to see how he copes over the next couple of weeks, and if the pressure does start turning or he does start to try and push for this move. But I don't think that's Maddison. I don't think he'll try and push for anything. He knows that he's got good opportunities at Leicester, and if he gets the move, he'll be happy. If he doesn't, I don't think it'll fuss him, mate. I really don't. Is Daka going to be partner Vard in the second half? No, Gary, he's not. He's done his 45 minutes, and he's off. I will get to the second 11, as we shall call it.
Yeah, if you can find it, Tom. I know we literally have got 11 new players on, I believe. It is a full new 11.
Second half is Daniel Everson, the goalkeeper who's come to us 3 years ago, come up through the ranks, a very good prospect, something that I think Casper pushed to get him in. He'd seen him in Denmark at youth ranks and said, look, this is a good goalkeeper. Dudley Campbell on the right, Daniel Amarki and Benkovic at the centre arse with Luke Thomas on the left, and Diddy, Dewsbury Hall, Sawan, Iheanacho, Vardy, and I'm going to get...
Tom. Come on. Do you want a drum roll?
Here we go.
No, you say it, Tom. You say it.
Suen Toen. Apparently, Suen Toen. Suen Toen is the pronunciation, apparently, for the young Thai lad, who's, again, apparently had a very good international break with them. So, be interesting to see how he does. Subject to that.
Apparently, there's subtitles, I think, on YouTube or something, and people are saying they're very funny. The translations are not very good.
Brilliant.
Gray's I know we've just kicked off, Tom, so I'll let you chat. Yeah. But Gray's asking, is the shirt for the draw on Monday? It is, and no, you can't fix it. But yes, we have got a brand new shirt to give away on Monday. So if you've not entered yet, go to LeicesterFanTV.com. and enter via the competitions page. Sorry, Tom. Go on, over to you.
I'm still behind you, mate, because you said, oh, we're underway, and I hadn't even kicked off, so I'll play 45 to 15 seconds, even though I'm still watching it on YouTube. So it's either because I'm watching it through Wi-Fi and you're watching it through Ethernet.
Which I am. I wonder if that's what it is. I'm literally on... And again, it's Burton having a go. Just blasted it over the net. I'm on 45 and 58 seconds, Tom.
Well, I tell you what, though, weren't it about the effort there? It came to the edge of there. It came to the edge of there, and I mean, he stroked it quite nicely, something on the volley, and it's just kept rising more than anything. But it's only got to be what, maybe. It's only a couple of foot going up over that crossbar. I'd be a bit panicky if I was in goal watching that coming towards me. Another foot low, and it's probably rattling the crossbar there.
And we've got the young lad in goal, haven't we, Tom?
Yeah, Daniel
Everson, is it?
Yeah, Everson's coming goal for the second half, mate.
Yeah,
as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, the young
lad
who's been on. No, not Jakubovic. He's done his half. It's the young lad who apparently had a very good season at Preston last year. He's 9 clean sheets in 12 games or something. What's fair play? It's not a bad record to be having in the Championship. Preston fans were raving about him. He came in and for them last year after they had a couple of bad nasty injuries to the goalkeepers, and he cemented his place in the team.
There's some great shirt pulling just going on here from Burton. They are getting that. I mean, don't get me wrong. They'll want to beat a team like Leicester. They'll be like, let's have a real go. It's a chance for them to prove themselves, isn't it?
I thought there was a foul on Dudley Campbell then in front of him. He didn't really go for the ball. Well, yeah, again, and Diddy's having his shirt pulled. Mike Dean plays the advantage. I mean, look, Jimmy Floyd would have said, look, get into them. It's the FA Cup holders, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Of course, they want to do one over us. I know it's pre-season, but it's a nice little scalp, isn't it?
Big chance, Tom.
Ooh, who's it gone to?
Sorry, I need to pause.
It's just one of those things, mate. Technology fair. Ball over the top. Dewsbury Hall goes down the right, plays it down the left. Balls across the box to Vardy. Oh, big save from the goalkeeper. Flies out towards the corner flag. Kept in play. Cleared up the line. Then goes out. There's another foul there for me, but throw it to Burton.
Vardy tries to let roll across his body and put it in. To be fair, I think Vardy did pretty much everything he did. The keeper just came out well, didn't he?
Keeper made himself big. Good ball by Nacho down the left. Whips it across the box. Goalkeeper's come out really early onto his 6-yard line where Vardy's only probably a couple of foot away from him and he can't get it past him. Fair play to the Burton goalkeeper. It's a nice little save for him. 1-0 keeping his scrapbook the day I saved the shot from Vardy. Daniel Amarti at the back playing the ball around with Benkovic. Again, for me, you just don't know if Brendan's got in his head that Benkovic can do the job and he's just,
Well, he should know, Tom. We've said this. We bought him for £16.5 million at the same time as we bought Sionku for 17 million. So whoever signed them at those obviously thought they were equally good players, and Rodgers has had him.
Well, that rubbish manager signed him. But again, for me, I'll never call him a rubbish manager, because if you look at the signs he brought in, he brought Benkovic, Soyuncu, Tillemans, Ricardo Pereira to the football club. You can't be that bad a manager when you know where the talent is and finding them. But look, you know, for me, Rodgers had him for a full season and he won the treble with him. So you just hope that Rodgers has got the faith in him to like say, look, it's a new season, and I think he would have done. I think he would have been quite honest to the lads who he felt had a chance. Clean straight slate now. Show me what you can do pre-season again and get yourself in and around that first team squad to Benkovic. Juby Hall takes the corner on his left foot. He'll be whipped in towards the goalkeeper. This is going to be poor because Phil's already made it. Oh, it's an awful corner. But it's ping-pong around the box and it hits Vardy and goes out for a goal kick.
I'm going to pause my stream, Tom, so we're about the same time.
So I'm 49, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31,
boom,
32. There we go. We're back together. Together. Let's just put it away. It was a short corner. Well, it wasn't even a short corner. It was a corner. Dreadful ball. Yeah, dreadful corner from Juby Hall. It goes towards the near post. Burton completely flussed the lines and miskicked it into his own man, who does handball it, but pre-season you ain't going to get that. And I think the ball, no, I don't even know the laws anymore, mate, for handball and what's a handball and what's not a handball, if I'm honest with you. It's all gone a bit Pete Tom for me on that.
Yeah.
But Burton eventually get away by hoofing it straight into Vardy. It went out for a goal kick. Vardy, very surprised, it kicked it straight at him, and he was standing good 8 on the 18-yard line. Leicester has the ball back, plays it into Iheanacho, takes a touch, back down the line, back to Daniel Amate, back to Benkovic. I think what I like about Benkovic, he's naturally left-footed, and it's probably something that we miss in that area, someone who is actually naturally a left-sided defender.
Yeah.
You've got loads of right side. Soyuncu is more right-sided, but plays on the left of Johnny. Down the right, they come.
By Amate, that was
a lovely ball. Ball to in box. Plays it into Juby Hall. Goes back across the box.
We look a lot better,
Thomas. Looking composed with the front players on. Vardy on the left-hand side. Cuts inside his man. It takes a shot. Blocked. Falls, hits Mike Dean. No one's around him. Burton player picks it up.
I think that's where Vardy's going to play, Tom, next season, more out on the wing. I do think people keep laughing at me when I say I think he might be a winger out that side.
Be interesting because I think Daka's going to be in around that first team more than people think. I don't see Daka coming in and being a bench player like Nacho was and not getting much game time. I know he did at the end of the season because we changed formation. It was simple as that. For me, if Barnes doesn't get injured, I don't think Nacho would have played as much as he did.
Again, Tom, I hate to say it, and a lot of Leicester fans will probably shoot me for it, but I'm still to be convinced on Nacho. I know he had a really hot streak last season, but you were there with me at the Wembley game. As soon as the fans were there, he looked a different player again. It looked like the pressure of the crowd was just, I don't know.
Touch is everything on that day, and look, we won, so all that matters, we actually won.
Oh yeah, he looked nervous again.
He couldn't trap a bag of cement that day.
No.
The balls are good, literally bouncing off him, and I know the weather conditions changed throughout the game from sunny at the start to long shot. Luke Thomas flicks up, cleared it, did fall to Vardy, but he couldn't get a touch. Ball back, edge of the air, foul by Vardy.
Who's number 22, Tom, this half? Do you know?
22.
I haven't got any list of shirt numbers and names.
I know, mate. They haven't made it really easy.
No,
can get it.
They've not made it very easy. I thought he's playing quite well this half. I just can't remember. I don't know if it is Dewsbury Hall.
Yeah, Dewsbury Hall's 22, mate. He was 22 for Luton last season as well.
I definitely think he's pulling some strings in this half, and I think this first 7 minutes, I think we're looking better, and I think Dewsbury Hall is looking pretty decent. I don't know what anybody else thinks. Thanks.
Dudley Campbell is 38, Amate 18, Benkovic 6, Thomas 33, and Diddy 25. Jubil's 22, Swan is 32, Iheanacho 14, 24th, and number 9 Vardy.
Yeah, I think Dewsbury's having a decent first 5 or 6 minutes. I know it's a long way to go.
Oh mate, look, we played coming up to 10 minutes the second half, and I think we started a better team this second half. I think we're popping the ball around more fluid than we did in the first half. Definitely.
I don't know. I mean, what position is Kieran Dewsbury Hall's primary position. He seems to be playing as quite a progressive central midfield role here today at the moment. He's just involved again now.
He's like he isn't a 10. He's that can, you know, he likes to link up the play. He probably can play the number 8 role if you asked him to. I think he was playing more deep at Luton as a box to box midfielder, doing the dirty stuff as well as getting forward. Leicester lose the ball again inside their own half. Burton have it, popping it around. Vardy's all the way back, and that says it all now. We've got 10, well, the full squad behind the ball in our own half. Now, Burton try and play out backwards, get the ball on the halfway line. Nacho steps in, wins the ball. Vardy then steps in. Can he keep the ball in play? He'll close it down. Pre-season or not, that's Jamie Vardy on the line there. Runs 30 metres, chucks himself, smashes the player out of the way. Doesn't win a throw, but that's Jamie Vardy to a T. Pre-season or not pre-season, he wasn't going to let that Burton centre half have 30 seconds on the ball. Well, no offence, Nacho was, well, walking towards the centre half. Vardy ran past Nacho to go and smash the bloke and not even let him take a touch. Leicester lose the ball. Two men, Marty and Campbell got in each other's way. I mean, Campbell played in the FA Cup tie, if I remember rightly, against Brighton. And I was very impressed with him then. I thought another solid right back, not scared to get forward either. He made a few runs, but very solid at doing his responsibility as a right back. Knew where to be on the pitch.
Again, I think, Tom, this is one of those games, and did is just put a good tackle in there. And Vardy, like you say, just showing that he might be 35, but he'll still, doesn't matter what it is, he's prepared to do a 30, 40-yard sprint to clatter into a defender. I think you have to take small moments from some of these games to take the big pointers out. It's looking at things and going, you know, they're lucky on form or they're not lucky on form.
Just live it. I mean, they've just gone to Brendan there, and he's just giving it the old, you need to be close together. You need to be close together. And he's probably talking about the centre midfield partnership. It was quite open, if I'm honest, between Undy then at the moment, who's looking for the ball. But he was clearly telling the lads, you need to be close together, play around each other more. Down the line, Campbell looks at the ball, loses the ball in the middle of the park. We do. Burton have it back. I mean, if you look at the moment, Juby Hall is actually playing next to Ndidi. But again, we are defenders, so it could be a 5 across the middle. But it looks to me like it's a 4. It's a flat 4 across the middle when we're defending, and Vardy and Iheanacho are both staying forward. Luke Thomas, what a defend that was. Steps in, wins the ball back, Cruyff turns, wins a free kick. I mean, for me, he could have been up there. He could have been up there for man of the match at Wembley, I thought, for me. Luke Thomas, I thought, for a 19-year-old to play in a final of an FA Cup, he was so composed. He did not let the match get to him. He came off with 20 to go. We went solid at the back. He had the experience on the pitch, but I thought he was outstanding for that 80-odd minutes he played at Wembley. He was absolutely brilliant. Again, Leicester playing out from the back and getting themselves into trouble, nearly losing it again. Benkovic tries to play one forward and not enough on it. Leicester win the ball back and come across the park. Daniel Amati in the right back position. Got Campbell in front of him. Looks up, goes to Campbell. Back to Amati. Inside, that's the ball. Daniel Amati keeps the ball. Space is blocked off. Leicester just popping it around nice and Diddy to Amati, back across to Benkovic, goes forward.
Second half, definitely looking better, Tom.
Oh, you could tell that little bit more composure in the middle of the park. We haven't got the back line, but for me, that forward line of Vardy, Jubril, Nacho, he's causing them all sorts of problems. They don't know who to go to, if I'm honest. I think they're quite scared of Vardy. Burton playing the yellow and black, but Vardy's the biggest wasp. Yeah, totally agree with that. He's a pest. He like you talking about him, he's in the brackets of a Dickoff. Dickoff was exactly the same. He was a nightmare, centre half used to say, because he used to just nibble at them. Ooh, that's another tackle gone low and through a player.
It's into Ndidi.
Yeah, I mean, Ndidi goes to turn his man and he's gone through him. No need for it pre-season. I don't want to see players flying.
Floyd Hasselbank's just come on there, hasn't he?
He didn't look happy though about something. I mean, I will remember the one challenge when we talk about reckless, and it was against Burton pre-season, if you can remember it, Phil. Ben Aloan. Oh, edge of the area, pulled back for Burton, blocked.
Missed that tackle. Was that Marty slid in, missed the tackle, or was it Ndidi up?
I think it was a Marty slid in, missed the tackle, completely missed the ball. So Marty gets barged out of the way to start with by the number 9.
Marty
down the line.
shouldn't be bullied off like that, should he? Really?
No, not for me there.
Rash tackle. He's lucky not to give a penalty away as well. And Diddy was back in there though.
I've got a last question. Can people remember the tackle from Yosei Benelawan on the halfway line in front of Craig Shakespeare, who then literally went get off when he threw himself? I've got to find it at some point. I'll put it on the old Leicester Fan TV chat. But yeah, he literally left the floor to make a challenge and then got subbed within 10 seconds.
Was that in a pre-season?
Yeah, that was a pre-season game. He literally went flying, and Craig Shakespeare literally, as he got it, went off.
Off now, yeah. I do remember that. Yeah.
What are you doing? Ball over the top, looking for Vardy. Goalie will get this one. I still think, like you say, that once Barnes is fit, Barnes will come into this team, and I think he gives you more of an option because it's not just that he's got the pace of Vardy; he's got the ability. Nacho, he tries to turn his man. If he got it round past him, he's through on goal. Luke Thomas missed the ball. Burton, edge of the area. He gets lucky. He gets goal side out. I don't know. He's missed the ball there, Luke Thomas.
He did such an amazing tackle about 3 or 4 minutes ago, and like you say, a Cruyff turn, and then completely misses the ball there mid-flight.
Burton switched the play. Luke Thomas will step in it, wins the header. That's better, Luke Thomas. Ball seen out, throw to Burton on the edge of the 18-yard, Leicester's 18-yard box.
So, Tom, 60 minutes gone. If I was being honest, I don't see a lot of gulf of difference in class between the two sides today.
I agree with you on that. I completely agree on that. I think that, like I said, when you're having two separate teams, you've got no momentum. I think if you'd gone for his starting 11, we all know his starting 11 would have been Vardy and Nacho would have started. Dewsbury Halls might have been playing with the Diddy in that first half, and maybe Bakasmora as well as a 3 in there to see what they could have done. But he's tried to mix it up with the youth and experience for me in both areas. You probably say that back line for us is now the weaker side of it, if you're honest with you. I mean, there's not really much experience in that back line. If you're looking at Luke Thomas, Benkovic, I know Luke Thomas played a few games, but not really much to say stand out. He's going to take that back line and so I'm commanding it. Daniel Amati is not a leader, sadly. He's just not a leader to me. He's not someone I'd want to be telling me where to be on a pitch, where when Johnny Evans is marshalling you, you're going to listen to him. Campbell played 1-2 first team games, so not really much experience there again. And Diddy wins a free kick. Typical, and Diddy just gets himself in front of the ball and someone goes through the back of him.
Yeah. Burton are doing quite well. They're quite physical, which is not surprising, but they're certainly matching Leicester in lots of ways. They'd be very pleased with this as a workout for them as well. So
they'll be happy at 0-0, mate. Again, like I say, I think pre-season people are more. The managers will just be more about the fitness. Players will be a bit more about if we can get the result, it's even better. Especially Burton, they'll be more than happy. Campbell gives the ball away. I mean, it just got a little bit sloppy the last 5 minutes. I felt the first 15 minutes of that second half, I thought we did about 10, 12 minutes. We were the better team. We were moving it better. A couple of little individual mistakes and just gone off the ball with the passing at the moment, Leicester. They need to settle down again. When they do settle down and pass it around, Dewsbury Hall's causing all sorts of problems by picking up in his positions in different pockets. But he's just starting now. He's standing. He's just taking the ball, plays it into the feet. Vardy knocks it off, finds Ndidi, and Ndidi finds Iheanacho. But then, what's Iheanacho doing standing on the halfway line? Looks for Vardy, comes in, finds Swawan, picks the ball up, goes across the pitch, finds Dewsbury Hall, comes back to Dewsbury Hall. Again, Burton just shutting it off. They're not giving Leicester any space. Back to Ndidi, he has to go back, finds Benkovic on the halfway line. He'll come across, goes back the other way. Dewsbury Hall inside Luke Thomas. Dewsbury Hall makes a run down the line. He'll go back to Ndidi. And Leicester just popping it around now. Long switch by Ndidi to his right for Campbell. Takes it on the chest, smash it across the goal, blocked by the Burton player. Comes back to Swan. He'll pick the ball up, knocks it inside. Dewsbury Campbell picks it up. Dudley Campbell picks it up again. Back to Swan. Back on the inside. Nacho at the area. Finds Dewsbury Hall. Back across. Luke Thomas takes a shot. Ooh, and it goes wide of the post. Goal kick. Better from Leicester, though.
Yeah,
better.
Nice possession.
Move the ball around better. That was the thing. Moving it quicker. Burton didn't really get near us there when the ball was coming in because it was literally 1 touch, 2 touch passing at the most. And fair play to Luke Thomas. probably what 22 yards out. Thinks I'll have a hit. Might as well.
Yeah, it's off target. The Leicester fans behind that goal gives them something to have a bit of a cheer about.
Gary Rootson, KDH looking full of confidence, low spells. Oh mate, if you speak to Luton fans, I've spoke to a few of them, and they've all said the same thing about him. They'd have him back in a heartbeat for another season in the Championship. They even said he's too good for the Championship in some ways. People couldn't get near him last season when he was on form, and most of the time I can't even count how many man of the match performances he got for them. He got a stupid amount of man of the matches for Luton last year, so. He probably knows, and Rodgers had probably spoke to him and said, look, you're going to be cup games, fringes of the first team, but you'll be on the bench most games, and you're probably going to come on and play 20 minutes here and there when I need you. But, you know, he'll know that Tillemans and probably the Bacco Swan, the new lad, are probably just in front of him at the moment in the pecking order for that in the squad. But he will be a squad man. He will be going to games for me now, and he will be probably the first name or second name on the substitute list every single week.
Do you think, Tom, just while we're thinking about the midfield areas, do you think that there was a few fans saying, you know, they'd let maybe Perez or Chowdhury go? Personally, I'd like to keep both those players. I think they're good quality squad players at the very least. And Perez certainly first team, I think, at times. But what would you think on those two players?
I think
Perez and then Chowdhury.
Perez, I think there's quality there. I mean, he gets a bit of a hard, unfair, you know, to criticise him at the time because he doesn't play in his natural position in the middle of the park when he's got Maddison. If you look, 90% of the games he's played on the right hand side, you know. But that right hand side, sometimes he's done all right there. We saw the Southampton, he scored a hat trick from that position. You probably look at it though when he does play as an actual number 10. Oh, Nacho, good touch to keep it in. It was a long ball over the top, and he got a good touch there.
Lovely touch.
Just couldn't get it away from him. You know, when he actually plays a 10, though, Perez, he looks a different player. And look, Maddison wasn't fit for the FA Cup final, and that's for me the reason why Perez started in that game. But then you've got the other side of Perez where you're frustrated with him. The game against Chelsea, you know, the ball falls to him on the inside the 18-yard box, and you're thinking, just place it in the net, mate. 2-2, we're taking a point, and that would have guaranteed us Champions League football, sadly, last year. You know, those are the little things that he needs to work on if he wants to play regular, I think, this season, because the quality of player we've brought in and around that first team now has probably put the pressure a bit more on him. And that's, as you would say, the agents then start giving it the old chat that he's looking for a move, and that's why these rumours start that, you know, Everton are after him for 30 million or 25 mil. Everton want him because of the Rafa Benitez the Rafa connection. I haven't seen him being linked with anyone else though. You know, if a player's been linked with one club, there's 2, 3, 4 clubs sniffing around that a player of, you know, Avron's quality at times and his experience and good goalkeeping there by Daniel Everson comes out and claims it, because if he missed it, there's 2 Burton players standing behind him who's about to head this into the back of the net. Good commanding there for the young goalkeeper. 66 minutes played.
A good chance for him to show what he can do, because obviously we've got Danny Ward. Do you think Danny Ward will stick around at Leicester?
Yeah, Danny knows his place, and Danny probably understands that he will get his game time. And
he only played 2 games last season, Tom, didn't he, for us? Wouldn't you want? He just played for Wales in the last 16 championships. He could get a spot at one of the Premier League clubs or a club around Europe. You would think after that, wouldn't you?
Well, you'd think that a Premiership club along the lines of your Watford, you know, even a Sheffield United in the Premier League, Brighton, someone like that, probably Brighton more, you know, a Southampton, who are looking for a first-choice goalkeeper. Danny Ward would do a job for you. I believe that from the performances at the Euros. He was. But
if you were him, if you were him, wouldn't you rather be playing actually in front of 20, 40,000 fans and stuck on Leicester's bench, never coming on?
It is a strange one, and goalkeepers are strange things anyway. We all know. You've got to be nuts to play in goal anyway.
Yeah.
But I also look at him, mate. If he wasn't happy, would you sign another 4-year contract? You know, he's just signed a new 4-year deal with the club. If you weren't happy, why would you sign? You wouldn't. So he must be happy. He must be happy with the environment. He must also probably got praise, or, you know, saying, look, you're going to get probably like you did last year, the League Cup goalkeeper, you'll be that. He might have been told this year, you'll get the FA Cup now that we've won it. Because I said to you before, I really do feel that Rodgers will target Europe this year because it's another way into the Champions League. And he probably felt last year, we need to put all our eggs into the Premier League and the FA Cup. And, you know, I think we saw that with the team selection in the second leg when we lost to Sparta Prague, that he wasn't putting all his eggs into that team because I don't think, brings it down Luke Thomas, just runs away from him. It's a lovely first touch by Luke Thomas to bring him side of the defender, but he just seemed to get away from him. Again, another long ball over the top. Luke Thomas cutting side of his man, takes a touch onto his knee, just gets crowded out. That was his only pull there. He just started to get crowded out. He tried to nudge it through to Vardy, to be fair, didn't it? It was quite a clever little tip through at the end. Yeah, that Prague Europa League match, Tom, that frustrates me again because it did feel like we didn't go for it. We did ease back a bit, and they were more than a decent side, weren't they? Well, they caused us problems. We saw that in the first leg. They could cause a few problems. I mean, like you say, though, the goals we conceded. I mean, the first one, especially the ball all the way across the box and someone running unmarked in at the back post to hit the ball. I mean, we don't see that much from Leicester because we're quite well drilled at the back. If you think when we play our regular back line, free kick to Leicester. And again, Luke Thomas is starting to get a bit niggly about these tackles coming in. You know, there was another little niggly tackle there on Luke Thomas. I think Leicester players are, you know, just starting to get a little bit annoyed with some of these niggly tackles and kicks in a pre-season game. You can't blame the Burton players, though, Tom. They're going to want to get. This is like, it's not a cup final for them, but it's a massive chance to play a team who've won the Premier League, won the FA Cup, and it's a shop window sometimes for Burton players. If they have a decent game against us, the Leicester managers and that obviously Rodgers and the backroom team, they'll be half lucky at some of these Burton players. It's a great chance for them to show off to another team, isn't it? We talked about him earlier. Damari Gray got put in the shop window to Leicester because he scored a worldie against us. I was at that one. Ranieri went, go and sign that player, go and sign him. I want him. We went and signed him in the January, you know. So, you know, if these players, they make a good impression, there's always that opportunity that they might get scouted for the next 6 months to see what they do and kept an eye on in their football match. What are you drinking, Tom? Just squash, mate. Just squash. Pre-season, mate. You know what I mean? Can't be on the beer yet. We've got a whole season to go with that. That's great. Gray, what are you drinking more likely? Well, come on. Gray, it could be anything, mate. Tell us, put in the comments what you are. Yeah, I need a bit of time off the beer. Too much beer drinking in lockdowns and then the Euros for me. I need some time off. We won't talk about the Euros. Depressing enough, weren't it? Another England team. Again, Luke Thomas is having another little dig at the referee. Budweiser, fair play. Nice little tipple. Good lad, Gray. How many you had so far, Gray? Luke Thomas again with another little dig at the referee. Not happy. Again, another foul there in the back of Luke Thomas, who again, he's not happy at the moment, Luke Thomas. He's got a right bee in his bonnet. He's not happy that he's not getting half the free kicks he feels should have been. Again, it's a good one for Thomas where he has to learn, you know, this is all good for him because he's got to learn that some teams will come and try and rattle you. So, well, I look at it, man. I think Matt Piper puts it nicely when we talk about players. I remember Matt Piper, you know, this young, raw winger, exciting talent, and he got shipped out to Mansfield. And he said it's the best thing that could happen because he went to Mansfield, and the first thing they all said to him was, "You're going to get kicked off the park." And he did. He got kicked and booted. Again, another foul on Vardy, but no. Yeah. Mike Dean's letting it flow. And I think he is, because I think in the Premier League, half of these, mate, would have been given as a free kick because the players have been rolling around. And it is one thing with Leicester players. They don't go down for no reason now. And I think it's something Rodgers has drilled into him. Another tackle there on, was that Ndidi got? Yeah. Free kick given to Burton, was it there? And Ndidi's not happy. He's just kicked the ball away. So Nacho gets taken out. That should have been the first. It was Nacho, yeah. That was nasty. And then there's a bit of a tug from the young Thai lad on their player, and the referee. They give a free kick for that. But Nacho's just been booted in the back. Oh, Campbell came in there. Leicester players are starting to retaliate now with some shops of their own. Leicester win the ball back, and did he? Goes to Juby Hall. He'll go wide, finds Luke. Oh, if he Burton defender has to get that right because he missed it. Luke Thomas was away there. Across the park they come. A little flick. Luke Thomas will step in and win the ball back. And again gets taken out. It's only not nasty, just more of a turn and pulling back. But is there any need? It's pre-season. I mean,
it's been quite well paced this last 5 minutes or so. Quite frantic, and Luke Thomas is having a bit of a laugh there and a bit of a smile because I think he's getting fed up with it all.
Yeah, thank you for piss ball. I'd be a bit annoyed if I'm on Shimei every 5 minutes you're being kicked and pushed and But I was saying, go back to Matt Piper. He said it was the best thing that happened to him because he came back like ready for the Premier League. Because, like he said, one, I knew I was going to get more time, but two, I wasn't actually scared of like the veterans, like of big name players kicking me. And I think that's what some of these young lads need to understand. When you get kicked, you've got to get up and laugh them off, because if you react, the other players to me have won every single time. If you go down crying and moaning, you're rattled. Where, as Matt Piper said, he was so used to it, he just laughed at them or getting kicked, just laughed it off. And players got more rattled that he was laughing at them and getting free kicks than him whining about it all the time.
I mean, Gray says here, it's friendlies like this that get our players injured. It's very dangerous. Plus, they've already played 4 games. It is being played at a little bit of a niggly level, I would say, for a pre-season friendly, Tom.
It's a typical Sunday League first game back after everyone's been off for Leicester. Way off the pace, can't pass the ball for Toffee, and make little silly mistakes. Like you say, Burton have played 4 games more. You probably can see why their levels are so high in their tank. Because you think by now, normally Leicester, with a full fitness, are turning the screw. And we knew that. Leicester second half record of scoring goals and winning matches was second to none last season, weren't it? I think we were only second behind Man U for scoring the most goals inside the last 15 minutes, because of fitness levels, teams couldn't cope with it. That we were still pressing and hassling, and that was where we won games last season.
Tom, I'd be interested to hear what the lads after the match who were at the game, Reedy and Jack, say, because watching it, another foul.
A long shot from the halfway line by the Burton players. The goalie's late gave his head in for a goal kick, but and Diddy loses the ball. Burton player picks it up and takes one touch, sees a goalie off his line.
Great
effort, but the goalkeeper knew where it was. Knew where it was covered.
So I was just saying it'd be interesting. Because obviously we're getting to see it. They're watching it from behind the goal, and there's not been a lot of action in front of the Leicester fans, particularly this second half. So it'd be interesting to see what their perception of it. Because I would say it's been we're only got 75, 76 minutes gone now. It's been a workout, but I'm not getting a lot more from this. Dakar didn't do anything. Sumari was, nobody did anything wrong, but it's not somebody where you go, wow, Dakar was like 2 or 3 great touches and a shot and a goal. There's not a headline at the moment, is there?
There's not one player. Probably Juby Hall has come on and shown more than anyone on that pitch in this half for me. Bar the Vardy goalkeeper saves it, and the shot from Luke Thomas. We haven't really done much in the second half. We've had some nice spells of possession, and we've kept the ball well, but I wouldn't say that we've done anything extraordinary to, Diddy wins the ball and the referee gives a free kick.
He's looked quite good there. I don't know who their number 14 is. I should check it out, but I thought he's looked okay. And then number 3 as well.
Quick. He knocks the ball over Campbell's head.
It's quite powerful.
Sets himself off down the line, and there's a little hand by and Diddy, but come off it. I mean,
he was pushed. That's a foul, Tom.
A very tiny push.
But at that speed, you get pushed, you go over, don't you?
I mean, but
I know, Tom, because I often run that fast when I'm playing football. So, a little touch and I'm over.
You want a mobility scooter?
GT Matty says, do they realise there's a trophy on the line today?
Burton should have scored. Literally, it's a absolutely delicious ball. I'm going to put it's up there. It's a beautiful ball, whipped with his left foot towards the back post. The player's coming round and he's headed wide. Of 5 yards, 6 yards.
Very tight angle, Tom. Very
tight angle, but you know, for me there, I'm expecting to at least test the goalkeeper or put it back across the box.
I think he's their full. He's their right back as well, isn't he? So
yeah, but it was a lovely ball, mate.
It was a great ball.
Nacho couldn't trap a bag of sand again there. Lets the ball run away from him. Lets Burton come down.
That's what I was saying at Wembley again, Tom. It's just that close control.
And this is for me where, you know, if it's like Daka, we're thinking, well, I'm going to take my opportunity, you know, when I do get on the pitch, and if I can, you know, get in front of Nacho, and we are playing this two up front, or, you know, two players around him, I want to be in that. But don't get me wrong, Nacho is laughing because he's just signed a new contract. Leicester win the ball, and did he surprise, wins the ball back. High foot, but
yeah, high foot back.
Wasn't near anyone.
Yeah.
Third tier Premier League games, an FA Cup, European Cup, League Cup. Who's going flat out in a friendly? Well, exactly. In first game, it's players are going to take the time. Nacho, well played. That's better. Nacho wins the ball back. Jude Hall goes wide. Finds the winger, cuts inside, back to Jude Hall. Got the overlap. Luke Thomas got to go wide. He's asking for the option. Luke Thomas picks the ball up on the left, comes back. Jude Hall takes a touch. Cuts his eye his man, comes back, finds and Diddy, goes wide. Nacho turns his man, goes back. Jude Hall take a touch, he'll pin it here. Awful shot. Lowen really doesn't get anything proper contact behind the ball. It hits Vardy, deflects off for a goal kick, and even Vardy, I think, was taken back by that the ball wasn't going to come to him. I think he thought Jude Hall was going to give a bit more of a better shot in that position. Villa losing to Stoke, Man U losing to QPR. It could be worse. Again, pre-season. Look, I know rival fans look and go, "Wow, they've lost to them," but likes of Stoke, they've already played 3 games, I think, this season. Villa ain't played. They've only played 1 game more than us, and they played Walsall the other night. So everyone's probably a little bits and pieces different off in their season. And I know there was talk about why Leicester come back quite late in pre-season. I mean, a lot of clubs have already been back 2 weeks before us. But I generally felt, I think Rodgers wanted to give the boys some time off. I think he felt they were knackered. And
it's felt like we've had that big break last season, obviously. And then from the end of last season to this, it's been a long...
Oh, mate, massive.
12 months almost non-stop for the lads. So I think having a little break won't hurt. But it'll mean we're slower starters than some.
Yeah, and I think if you look at the last couple of seasons, the first few games, we had quite a few draws in there. So... be interesting, especially that first season under Rodgers. I think we drew with Wolves, drew with Chelsea 1-1, and then we won our first game at the 3rd attempt against someone. So look, we've never always been the quickest start in the Premier League, and I think we're all used to that. And it'll be an interesting game against Wolves. You know, it's just second time in 3 seasons we're playing them on the opening day of the season at home. We beat them 2-0, I think, the first time round. James Maddison got his first goal that game. Yep, it was first goal that game. So it's going to be interesting. Vardy got sent off, you remember that game as well.
Marty's just said not a lot to judge on 45 minutes, but he thought Kieran Dewsbury Hall could slot into the Maddison's position. Again, I think that is one of the main things we're saying. And Tom, just sum it up for Danny, who's at work. He's saying, how are we playing? Give Danny a bit of a 30-second summary.
Do you know what? First 45 minutes, with the team he had out, I thought we would have done better. If I'm honest, I think we had a bit more experience in that team within the back line, and a few interesting players going forward with Daka and Bakary So making their. I thought they would have offered something more and just something to prove. Second 45, I think we've been a lot better going forward. Defensively, a little bit weaker because of it being a very young back line, but I think the second 45 minutes has been Jubilee Hall 45. Luke Thomas clipped a back post. Oh, it's across the box and nobody's there. And it'll run out for a throw to Burton. That was better by Luke Thomas. Got to the touch line, got to the goal line and chipped it back across the box. But everyone had made the near post run. He does his man all down up here, by the way. Little Cruyff turn one, back inside another one.
He's looking good, isn't he? To be fair, Luke Thomas probably, again, with Dewsbury Hall being one of the standout players for Leicester today.
Oh, yeah, definitely. He's made one mistake, and that's it, probably in the 45 minutes. Well, in his 40-odd minutes, he'll probably made one mistake you could criticise him for. But
and that was a ball bouncing, and he sort of goes across his chest, doesn't it? Not an easy take.
No, not. Well, me and you would make it look like you know, nicely butter maybe on you, but
yeah,
the experience and all that. But no, yeah, it's been good. Am I sitting on the floor? No, Andy, I need to get my cushion off. Got it. And this chair won't go any higher.
Oh, and Gray's saying it goes to penalties. It does go to penalties, doesn't it?
It does go to penalties, mate. Yeah, it does go to penalties. We go to penalties. Greenskin's going to go meant to mate, but I'm opening the shed door because it's like a sweat box in here now. There we go. Well, the forecast was rain today, and we ain't had any.
Know.
Where's all the rain? I was expecting heavy downpours. I thought, it'd be nice and cool today, and it's cooler, but yeah, I thought we were going to get some rain. Throw to Leicester. What, we got 5 minutes to go, 6 minutes to go this half, and then penalties. Be interesting to see who takes the penalties. You know, is it going to be like the Euros? Are we going to shut the kids in? Southgate, you know, like Southgate did, or are we going to have the likes of Iheanacho, Vardy, and Diddy? Dewberry Hall might take one. Campbell. Be interested to see who puts their hand up and says, I want one. There's no pressure in this, by the way, for me. They all should be wanting a penalty. But let's play on. So one with the ball. Oh, Vardy made the run. The ball was there. Dewberry Hall has to take it to the left. Finds Thomas again. Back to Dewberry Hall, centre of the park. He's looking for the switch. He'll find the switch. Can't find anyone in the box, so cleared, and it will go for a throw to Leicester. 5 minutes to go. Leicester just started to try and turn it up a little bit now for the last 5-6 minutes.
Perhaps they're thinking we don't want penalties either. Let's just score a goal and get home.
Campbell knocks it through the legs. Does his man. It's got to be a foul. Play on, referee. Still got the ball, Campbell. Pulls it back. Looks for Iheanacho. Goes down. Referee ain't getting a penalty there. I did think it was a penny for Monastery either. It would have been harsh. Daniel
the Leicester
Martin.
fans behind the goal thought it might be. There was enough hands went up from the fans.
I bet Jack put his hands up straight away.
Oh, yeah.
Dewberry turns his man inside out, back again and back again. Keeps the ball, plays it back to Thomas, who finds Ndidi. They go wide. Finds Iheanacho. Edge of the area.
I think he's looked more composed. Go on, sorry, Tom.
Yeah, so definitely, mate. Dewberry's definitely looked composed. Into the box to go. Swan pulls it back. No one in the box, though, to get the end on that. It was better play for Leicester. They are really umping it. And substitution. Something happened. I don't know what. It was a ball over the top, and Amati collided with the number 37 for Burton, and he looks like he's in a lot of pain. And fair play. Marty's coming over to him now. There was nothing in it. There's no malice or anything. They just literally seen colliding and twisted his knee. Would you miss? So we didn't win that trophy. I like that one. Bertrand's competition is bringing the best out of Luke Thomas. Yes, it is, and I think that's the reason Rodgers wanted an experienced left back, because he had Fuchs there for 3 years, being that bit of experience with Justin last season, and then Luke Thomas. I think you've got to have that experience in and around the centre half area. We had it before. We had Huth there and Morgan. You then brought in Johnny Evans. Another long ball down the line. Cleared. Leicester have the ball back. 4 minutes to go. Leicester just turning it up now and really want to try and get this goal by the looks of it. Daniel Martin's having a good game. Done all right. He's still very rash for me, and he worries me that he's going to make a clanger. That's the only thing I'd say about Daniel Martin. He has got a clanger in him. Why don't you guys want to win the trophy? It's not the best one, but still. I want to win a trophy. There's no one saying we don't want to win a trophy.
Yeah. It's shiny. Let's win it.
It feels it's another trophy more than Tottenham's got. Sorry.
Couldn't resist it, Tom.
I couldn't resist it, mate. It's just too easy.
Couldn't resist it. Of course we want to win it. It's a shiny trophy. Leicester want to win it, but heck, if we weren't to win it, it's not the end of the world. It's FIFA Gamer says there, Luke Thomas is playing amazing. My man of the match. I suppose we're sort of getting to that time, Tom. I think he probably has been.
Yeah, I think pick one from each half. The first half was very hit and miss who you'd pick him from honest. You'd probably say Fofana at the back, another solid game, and Ricardo did all right down the right. I think this half, I think Thomas and Dewberry Hall are probably both my man of the match, and both very equal to what they've done on the pitch. Luke Thomas has commanded the left-hand side again, just wins a nice free kick. He got his body in the right position. But for Dewberry Hall to come in and show what he's done, for me, he's wanting the ball. And that's what you want to see from these centre midfielders. want the ball, not scared to get, in a game where you're being kicked a bit. You know that centre half, we've seen it in other games. Midfielders go missing when things aren't going their way and they don't want the ball to the feet. Well, he's not gone shy today. He's constantly offering, that little ball down the right hand side in spot Swan. No overlap again. The ball was there for the overlap. Comes to Campbell. Fat Swan. Chips it in straight through the goalkeeper. Ooh, goalie fumbled it. Was Daka good? Daka did all right. A few nice touches. I think he should have scored for me. I think the ball was there for him on a plate to tap away and he got his feet in the wrong position. But I thought he did all right. So it's weak out for Fofana and Evans. Sunshine is the weakest out of Fofana and versus Evans. I'd say, yeah. I think Beggani's another one who's a risk taker. If I'm honest with you, I think we all know that Sancho likes that little cross turn and flamboyancy as a centre half. What can be a downfall sometimes. Was Gazelle good? Did all right. Didn't really do much. Didn't light up too much and show that why you'd keep him. Against Burton, ball chipped in. Everson catch with 20 seconds to go in this game, and it looks like we're going to go to a penalty shootout. But it's pre-season, and it's for me the minutes under the belt. Hopefully, there's no injuries come out of the game, and we move on then to Wickham, a tougher test for me. That's it. 45 minutes up. Phil, I'm dropping out for 30 seconds. I'll be back for your penalty shootout.
Yeah, that's absolutely fine. Tom is going to do something rather exciting. Yes, we can win. I think it's called the Bass Trophy. That's why there's going to be penalties. What do you think to it today? Listen, it's just pre-season, so hey, it's all about getting minutes under the belt. We've had 22 players, all have 45 minutes each. So as we're waiting for penalties now, get your views and get your comments in. Marty says it's 4 a.m. here in New Zealand. We better not lose on penalties. Marty, honestly, you deserve an absolute medal if you're watching this at 4 a.m. in New Zealand. It's 4:50 here in Leicestershire. Don't get me wrong, I wish I'd have gone to the match, but it's not been an amazing match today. It's not been very exciting either. Jono says it's been poor today, but early days, do you think it's been poor, Jono? I just think it's playing, we're passing, we're running, it's fitness. Is it not that? What do you reckon? Dale saying it's pre-season Mickey Mouse. Listen, I don't think we need the penalties today. I suppose it finishes off. It's probably going to make it, for those who paid their money, this is where they're going to get the entertainment in there. Gray saying he agrees, Jono, but it's our first game. I don't think we look great that last pre-season, did we? It doesn't really matter, does it? Dale says it's a pre-season Mickey Mouse trophy. Thank you, Dale, for confirming on that. It is, but hey, it's shiny. It goes into the trophy cabinet and keeps them in there. Neil saying Derby have lost 2-1 at Salford. You can lose pre-season games, Neil, wherever, and it doesn't really have too much effect. But I always think win these games, it just starts you off. It puts you in the right mental attitude to keep winning. Jono says, not much created, but pre-season first game, we will improve. We've done okay. Jono, who stood out for you? Same for you, Dale, watching. Which players have stood out for you? For me, being Kieran Dewsbury Hall. I thought he's actually looked better than Maddison in that game today. Thought he pulled more of the strings, was more involved. He linked up well with Luke Thomas in there and then Diddy. So I think Kieran Dewsbury Hall has probably been a standout player for me. We looked a little bit better with Vardy on there. Didn't notice anything much from Gazelle. Daka, quiet start in there. And I think Luke Thomas, for me, probably has been our man of the match in there. Dale says, if we win it, it's one more than Spurs. I agree there. You boys are well behind, says Gray. Thanks for that. I know it's gone to penalties. We're already on penalties. We're waiting for it, Gray. I think we are 20 seconds behind. Dale says his player today has been Luke Thomas, which a lot of us would go for that. Santosh says Kieran Dewsbury Hall and Luke Thomas have been amazing. I think they've had good games in there. Gray saying he'll come in and take over from Tom. I'm not sure. Are you back now, Tom?
Yes.
Here he is. There we go. Jono says Dewsbury Halls looks sharp, and Andy says Vardy's buttering up the ref. Tom, it's penalties. I'm not. Listen, I've just said. I think for the fans who paid some money to go there today, at least they'll get penalties is a bit of fun. But I suppose it's a trophy to win.
It's again, like for me, as long as we come out of this game with no nasty injuries and everyone's had 45 minutes in the belt, I think that's all Rodgers will care about. It may be a little bit concerned that we haven't created much. I think you might be a little bit against a team like Burton, and that's no offence to Burton, he probably feels. So to start off for Leicester are going to take the first kick. It'll be the young Thai lad. Swatchawatchawing is going to take the first penalty because I can't pronounce his name, and I will get there eventually. First penalty. Steps up. Saved by the Burton goalkeeper. Went to the right-hand side, and went to the goalie's left, and saved by him. Not a bad penalty.
Him. He's not looked that. He's not really got that involved in that 45 minutes, has he?
Not much, mate. He had a few nice touches, but nothing that you'd say he made a massive impression on me. I think he's a good player in there. From what I've seen from the development team, Burton take their first penalty. As it stands, it's Burton score. They'll go in front.
Yeah.
Steps up, left-footed. The number 8 takes a run up and scores. Goalie went the right way, but too much power on it. Too much power.
1-0 to Burton then.
Nice side foot. Oh, it went through the goalkeeper's hands to me, though.
Well, this is effectively our 4th choice goalkeeper, isn't it?
His first choice. Someone's just put on the screen that we've missed the first 2 penalties anyway, so we are behind, but I can't help that. Luke Thomas to take the second penalty. I'm describing it in my terms. Steps up. Takes a little run and saved again.
Bad penalty.
Bad penalty. Too close to goalkeeper. Fair play. Goalkeeper gets down.
Bad penalty, Tom.
That's all for penalty.
Yeah. He's had such a good game.
No power.
He hits
kicks the
grass.
Mate.
Yeah, he does.
He hits the turf.
Yeah. Again, I guess for all this, listen, we might be involved in some penalty shootouts. Some of these lads, it gives them a chance.
Well, we did it at Celtic a couple of years ago, didn't we? We had a penalty shootout there, and we won, if I remember rightly, in the red kit. Second penalty to Burton, saved by Daniel Everson. Good save as well.
Yeah,
a lot of power.
That was a decent penalty.
A lot of power on it, and he's gone to the goalkeeper's right-hand side, and nice height, but he got his hand behind it. It was a lot of power on that one. So it's still Leicester have taken 2 penalties. Burton have taken 2 penalties, and Burton lead 1-0.
I'm not reading the comments, Tom. Don't look at the comments.
Oh, I just read it.
I just read it.
So if this goes to plan, but Nacho's going to run this up and smash over the crossbar. Oh,
for Jeff's sake! Do you know what? Did he miss a penalty at Watford last season, or he missed a penalty? I remember
Crystal Palace,
and I was saying that's it. I did. I said, Do
you know what? It's awful. What's he doing? So 3 penalties for taken by Leicester, 3 misses from Leicester, 2 saved by the goalkeeper. Nacho with a horror strike. Burton's 3rd penalty will be taken by the number 18 for them. It's going to be another left footer. They've got a few left footers to Burton for these penalties. And the goalkeeper is in it, or this will be Burton 2-0. Little stutter run up. Oh, he sends the goalkeeper down. Oh, he's done the goalkeeper there. He does a little jiggy-jaggy walk and then dinks it into the bottom corner.
Who does he think he is doing that?
Do you know who takes penalties like that?
Yes.
Jorginho at Chelsea.
For Chelsea, yeah, that's right. He took one in the Euros, didn't he?
So that's 2-0 to Burton on penalties. If we don't score this one, well, that's it. Game over. Dewsbury Hall step up. Can he make a bit of a difference?
Where's Dale to ruin it for us? Thanks, Dale. He's done it. He's ruined it for us. Cheers, mate.
Like Dean tells Dewsbury Hall to put the ball on the spot.
Do you know what, Tom? I bet you a $5 that Kevin Dewsbury Hall scores this. Honestly.
I'll put my house on it now.
You put your house on this one.
Oh, he scored. There you go.
Only just.
Nice penalty.
Dale's really ruined it for us. Thanks, Dale. Cheers, mate.
We've scored one. GBL scored. Keeper saved. Rodgers had lost 3 games in a row since Spurs and Chelsea. The meltdown starting. Here we go. 1 game in. We've lost to Burton on penalties, and that's it. Burton's 4th penalties. I think he might win this.
I think he's going to score it.
Scores. Game over.
Penalty.
Burton
I actually
win.
see some Burton fans jumping around excited, so they've won a trophy. Which they have, Tom.
Well, summarise it up. Game of 2 halves. 2 different teams, 2 lots of 45 minutes under the belt, and hopefully we've come out of it with no injuries after some nasty tackles were going in from Burton. I didn't see many from Leicester, but there was a few nasty tackles going in from Burton. But we've lost on penalties, and maybe that's something we need to practice. Is taking penalties, and Ian Nacho needs to keep away from penalties because that's a shocker from Nacho. But look, Brendan, I think will be happy as he can be. Jesus, I hope next game more exciting. You're telling me, mate. I'm going to it. But look, it's 45 minutes on the boat for every player now. It's probably be more the same at Wickham. And then towards going into QPR, where I think you'll start seeing him probably start putting out that first 11 or his first 11 that he wants to play. The players ain't too fussed, mate, if we're looking at them now. I think they all know. It's 45 minutes under the belts, mate. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, I think so, Tom.
Thomas was
I don't think, Tom, I think we've covered it mostly in the match. Normally we'd go on and do 20, 25 minutes post-match. I think we've chatted it through.
I'll go for my dinner, mate.
Yeah, I'm with you. So, listen, I'd like to say thanks for Tom for joining us today, and thanks for all your comments in there. Leicester lost. Jono's here. I'm
going to drop out, mate.
I'll leave you to it.
Thanks everyone who watches, usual to the watch-alongs. I won't be doing one for Wickham. I don't know if Locks and that lot's going to do it, but I'm going to be at the game. So I will go live during the match. I need to get Phil to give me some login details again for it, but I will go live during the game. Bit of views there. If not, QPR next Saturday, I will do another watch along for you guys. Thanks again for joining. Cheers, guys. See you in a bit.
Cheers, mate. Let's add in Jono. Jono, just very quickly, not going to talk for too long after that match because it was a run around and we got some exercise. Just give us your post-match views on it.
Yeah, I thought, obviously, penalty I don't, mean nothing really. But no, Kieran Dewsbury Hall for me, though, was really good. Luke Thomas for me was brilliant. He's looked like won the match for me. A lot of positives. Yeah, we didn't win, but hey ho, it's a pre-season friendly, first match back. Just a run around really, like you said.
Yeah, I mean, like we're saying, Luke Thomas had a decent performance in there. Kieran Dewsbury Hall, some positives in there. What negatives were there then? I don't want to say negatives, to be fair. No. I want to say, what did you feel didn't quite come off? I guess I was exciting to see Daka and didn't get much out of him. Gazelle was a surprise. Didn't see much from him.
I'm not really that, if we played like that, like against Man City, I'd be like, oh, actually, I'm quite worried now. But
yeah,
I'm not really worried about anything. Play a lot of youngsters, I think it was just a good run around. I don't think there's anything really negative at the moment I really want to focus on.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree in there. Next week's we've got two more pre-season friendlies. Some of the players who've been in the Euros will start to return. Probably won't see them in Wednesday's game. Don't think we'll see them in next Saturday's game. They may not really come back in until almost the Villarreal game, I'd say, Jono.
I would say so, but that's not really a massive deal because, as you can see, we've got a good squad already. If you combine both of those first and second half teams, we'll have a good team altogether. But I'm looking forward to actually getting our decent players back. I'm really looking forward to seeing Harvey Barnes back, James Justin back. Probably won't be for another few months, but still, exciting times for Leicester. Even though we may have lost today, but a lot of exciting things I can see in our play.
Yeah, absolutely. John, listen, thanks for joining us. I'm going to let you go, and I'm going to say cheerio to everybody who's been watching as the Burton team go and pick up the trophy. It is a big trophy, to be fair. Have you seen the size of it?
It's
bigger.
It is. It's
massive. It's absolutely massive. And Jamie Vardy's been given a bag full of something. I don't know what. What he's carrying. Is it beers?
Probably Red Bulls or something.
Yeah. Anyway, listen. Thanks, Jono, for joining us. Thanks everybody who's watched the live stream. Jamie's here tomorrow at 9:30 a.m. for the Fox's Aftermath show. I'm back on Monday 7:30. If you haven't already, why don't you go and enter at LeicesterFanTV.com and you can win yourself a brand new Leicester City shirt. So go and watch that. Thanks to Everard's ADT and Hologram. Jono, thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time. Thanks everybody else who's watched. See you on Monday.
Welcome to Leicester Fan TV. With special thanks to our pals at ADT Taxis, Feed Me, Piglet's Pantry, Tiger, Leicester Garage Conversions, Pink Vehicle Leasing, Hologram, The Fox's Arms, Moyer Wade Interiors, and our chosen charity, Mentis UK. We bring you the fans' views on the match each week, and your views matter to us. Join the fans' debate each match with us. Follow us at Leicester Fan TV.